date is Rihar 20, 1639 is the year. Last chapter, you visited the Foundation to determine if the orphan child was left with the orphanage there. You were guided by a young Silmond named Median, and he took you on a tour of the childcare areas. Was very polite and professional. He had no direct knowledge of a baby matching the description, having been brought in the last week or two. And during the tour, Lee and Thoradin, they earned a small amount of coin busking outside of the cathedral. Little Simon and Garfunkel action out front. Now, as you were heading out of the Foundation, you were approached by a young blonde girl in Silmond robes, and she introduced herself as Anthea. And after moving to a private side street, she tells you, or she told you, that she overheard you speaking to Median about the missing baby. She told you that he told her of a group of fallen Silmond who sought the whereabouts of a baby matching the same description. Her brother has since disappeared. Your conversation with Anthea was interrupted by a group of Silmond priests who wanted Anthea to return to the church with them. A fight followed. Slight disagreement. The priests were defeated. After finding a letter on the head priest, you were discovered by Gold Sun, who are the city's police force, essentially, and you now find yourself fleeing from potential arrest. The letter that you found was this one here. I assume you all can see that on your screens.
Yep. Looks
Yes,
good. I'm reading it.
and A, you are so cool, and B, this one says he as well instead of she.
You pointed that out last time too. That was
I
a
did?
typo
Okay.
that I made.
Okay.
Now, third call. You know that Cyranor marks the passage of time in the city by the Foundation bells ringing at dawn, and then every 3 hours until final call at dusk. And you know that it's probably getting pretty close to third call right now. Oh, you know what? Dang it. I just realized that I forgot to set up... No, I didn't. I set it up. Okay. We're good.
Yay.
I forgot for a second. So that brings us to here.
I like the music.
Exciting music.
Yeah.
So we've got names in this letter and somebody's new house that they're going to. We got places we can go now. We
So
just gotta lose these guys.
So I set the chase scene up as sort of a
It's a
round
race.
by round. What's the best way to describe this? Well, first thing I can do is turn this music down a little bit.
Is this music from Final Fantasy VII?
It might be. It wasn't labeled as such, but I haven't
Okay.
actually played Final Fantasy VII, so I didn't recognize it as being from anything specific.
It sounds similar to music from there, but it's just similar, so I don't know.
It probably isn't because it was a royalty-free release
Fair
from
enough,
a
then.
composer. So, but yeah, it may have just been styled in the same
Inspired,
vein.
I'll take lane 2.
All right, so the 8 spaces, the 8 columns represent the distance between your group and the Gold Sun. There are 8 parts to this chase. The Gold Sun starts 4 spaces behind. Each space could be considered anywhere between 10 and 20 feet in actual real-world distance.
Oh, I should close this. Now I can see what's going on better.
You get the sense that your best plan of action at the moment is running to the temple to see if you can intercept the baby being transferred onto this wagon, and then hucking it as fast as possible back to the docks and to your ship. The ship wasn't scheduled to leave until tomorrow, so you might want to consider ways of possibly getting advance word to the ship to tell them that you need to set sail immediately. Now, in each of the 8 areas that we'll be passing through during this chase scene, it's possible for you to be able to slow down your pursuers. Here initially at the first part, in the first area, you're in the Dawn Arc district of the city, just a short distance away from the Foundation itself. The area here is mostly shops and manor homes. The citizens are of a higher station than other districts in the city. This is basically the Oakwood of Cyranor. And you'll have to work your way back around to the rear of the Foundation to fetch the child. You can either cross out into the main street, or you can try to take back streets and alleyways to get there. You are in a loose group with Anthea with you, currently running away from the direction of the Gold Sun, who saw you at they were at sort of on the main street, looking down the side street and seeing this, basically what looks like strangers attacking city Foundation priests. So they draw swords, or they actually have spears. They heft their spears up and they command you to stop, and you just dash off. And so what would you like to do?
Quick question. Maybe I misunderstood, but is this what we're seeing? Is this a representation of an actual space, or is this just sort of a scoreboard?
This is sort of a scoreboard. It's just visually representing the distance between your group and the Gold Sun that are pursuing you.
Okay.
If you don't do anything, and you just run, then the distance is going to be maintained. They're not going to gain any ground, but they're not going to lose any ground either. If you take a specific action of some type, if you can describe some method or means by which you might be able to slow them down, and this will be the result of which will be done either with an ability check or a skill check, depending on what you try to do. But if you take an action to slow them down, if it's a simple action, you still get to move, although you don't get to dash. If it's a more complex action, then you forfeit your move, basically, and you lose ground. So one or more of you could potentially be further back than the rest. But if you all just do...
entangle right now? Because I can entangle and then run.
Alex, I still have a wolf, correct? A dire wolf?
Yes, you still do have the dire wolf.
And the dire wolf is fairly large, correct?
It is a large creature.
Let me see, how do I pull up the dire wolf again?
Is there just the one veteran there, or is there more?
No, there's actually a group of 4 soldiers.
Okay. But they're represented by this one?
Correct.
Okay.
They move as a single unit.
How far apart are they? I'm thinking Moonbeam here.
They are likely within melee range of each other, so all 4 of them would be probably in a 4 square area. No more than 5 feet apart from each other.
Do we really want to hurt them though? They're not actually bad guys.
Yeah. Well, it's just entangled then.
I'm gonna hop up on the wolf because he can move at 50 feet and I can only move at 25.
Now, is your plan to outdistance your group, or are you still going to stay with
Most
them?
of my group moves much faster than I do, so then even if I take any actions to slow them down, I won't, even if I lose my dash, I won't risk falling hugely behind.
Okay. But
I
your
only have a
plan
25 foot. I only have a 25-foot movement, so the wolf moves 50 without a dash.
But your plan is still to, if you don't want to outdistance your group, you want to stay with them, even if you could potentially move faster than them.
Yeah. I just last time with my 25-foot movement and my shitty rolling, lack of dash was very problematic.
All right. So yeah, you grab a hold of some fur and you hoist yourself up onto the back of the wolf. Does your wolf have a name?
Woofy.
Wolfie.
Woof.
Woofy. All right.
Woofykins on a good day, but we'll call him Woofy. Woof for short.
We'll just throw him out on the
Is
board
it
since
Mr.
he's
Wolf
present.
if you're nasty?
Sir Wolfington when he's doing something noble like now.
That's so much better than sack dog.
You
I
named your
Sack Dog.
temporary wolf? I would be
Yes.
like, wolf.
Sir Wolf.
All right, and how about
I think
the?
you've given Wolf no but vision again because my screen went black.
Oh, did it?
You made me a
see.
blind wolf.
Oh, there it is.
Vision. Has
He
vision.
blends in with the
There we go. There's Sir Wolf.
smoldering ground.
Your bag produces blind animals for some reason. You have no idea why.
All right, there we go. Sir Wolf's down here with me.
Oh, you must not have bought the name brand bag of tricks.
Yeah,
It
these
was
things happen.
it was the Big Lots special. All right, so Finny would like to cast Entangle.
Don't you have to stay and
Lux-
maintain concentration for that to work? That's my only question before you use up a spell slot.
It's a good question.
It is concentration, but I don't think I have to stay in one spot. I might have to be within a certain range, though. Let me see about that.
Okay.
It's not pulling up my sheet. Sorry, my mouth is full. It's not pulling up my sheet when I double-click myself.
Huh,
That's what
that
she
did
said.
me. Entangle.
I can look at it on my other.
What is that button? It's
Might be
prepared.
on 20.
90-foot range. So if your intention really is to kind of slow them down with it. So
That's
even if
pretty
it
useful.
does, it will slow them down long enough for them to lose ground. So they will actually be 5 columns, 5 spaces away from you. So you're able to gain some ground and slow them down as a result of the entangle spell. The vines just come up and entangle their ankles and legs. Some of them fight through, but the rest are kind of stopped and paused as they start hacking at the vines. And you continue pressing on towards the rear of the foundation.
Should we split up and circle back and meet up there eventually? DM's like, no.
So splitting up has never gone well.
Do we have a way to get message back to the ship? Does anyone have any spell or anything that we can do? Otherwise, I would suggest
She
we
send
just
message might have been a good one at that point in time, but I don't have that.
Otherwise, I would suggest we maybe find a street urchin or something and give them a few coin to run to our ship and deliver the message.
That's probably our better bet. Unless you want Sir Wolf and I to beeline for the
I
ship.
was gonna say, like, does it take 5 of us to go get a baby? I mean,
You can
think
Paul
I don't know, what are you
revere it
into?
on the wolf there.
What?
You can Paul revere it on the wolf.
Yeah, I'm willing to do
Aw.
that if...
I volunteer because I'm pretty agile and stealthy. And I could get back there pretty quick.
And I could always Paul Revere back with the baby if we need to get the baby out of harm.
So yeah, you have a couple of options. You could ride the wolf to the ship. Finny could wild shape into a speedier land form to huff it to the docks.
They might take Finny more seriously, but then we lose Entangle.
Don't know if any of you have any spells that you could use.
That's a good point. We would lose the entangle.
Not to send messages. I do have some ball bearings, though, which will come in handy in slowing them
I was
down.
gonna say, I was gonna yell
Yes.
ball bearings in a
Me
minute.
too. Just dump them all out.
Yeah.
All right. So, but for this first round, are you all staying together, or is one of you peeling off to head to try to head towards the docks?
What do you think? Do you guys want me to stay for the entangle?
I
or
think
do you
one
want
of
me
us
speed
needs to
and
go, rather, because the time it would take to talk a street urchin into doing it as we're being chased by guards.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
do it.
slow, so if I peel off by myself, then they're probably gonna follow the group and not follow me, because I'm only
Well,
25
I
speed
could
as well.
become a horse or a, you know.
I will
Deer or
go
something.
on my own back to the ship.
Yeah,
'cause
let's.
with my dash, I can move like 70 feet at a
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
And you're more likely to evade.
Yeah.
And if we're setting off fireworks over here,
I
Finny
am
and I have the means.
I'm extremely dexterous and stealthy, so
I think that's a good idea.
I
All
feel
right.
pretty confident going on my own.
I think
Luck,
you should throw
Lee?
Gareth or someone your bag of ball bearings before you go, though. Although you might need
Yeah.
them if they chase you.
Here, catch half of my ball bearings.
They come in a bag.
I fall
Like,
on
if you're
them.
giving her half, so she has some too.
Lee, go ahead and make a stealth check to see if you can peel off from the rest of the group without being noticed.
Hey. Stealth check.
I love how we're starting off with a bang here.
Can I throw a fireball at their feet, not intending to harm them, just to distract them while she peels off to give her advantage?
Hurt my vines.
A fireball at their feet would do more than distract them. That would actually damage them. You would
All
have
right,
to
so
cast
firebolt. Could I
Am I just
firebolt the
doing it,
wall or just something?
I have a
to give-
flask of oil I could smash on the ground before you do that to put us a wall of fire between us.
Hmm.
Very good.
Nice team effort.
Yeah, I feel like if we do something flashy, that should be able to give her advantage on sneaking away.
I agree.
How do you feel about that, DM?
Firebolt, you could definitely. I think you can target inanimate objects with the firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
You can
It
throw
says make
the.
ranged spell attack against the target.
Okay, so just a target. So yeah, you could target something non-living. So you want to
A
throw
flam-
a fireball back, back like on one of the, because it's an alleyway. So you want to hit like the stone wall next to them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to distract them. Again,
Like 10
I don't
feet in
feel
front
like
of
they're
them.
bad guys. They're just trying to do their job, and they don't know that we were attacked.
Right.
So at this point,
All right, so your firebolt goes off and explodes on the side of the wall, just sending like bits of shrapnel and burning embers onto them as they are dealing with this entangle spell. And you guys cut off around a corner, and Lux or Lee cuts off another direction. And when you continue down the alleyway, and you can see further behind you, like 50, 60 feet, that only 2 of the 4 seem to be following you.
that's not good.
And Lee, make a perception check for me.
Oh no.
I think they've tried to surround us.
All right, you do notice that 2 of the 4 guards are definitely following you.
Cool.
But they are also
tight.
5 spaces behind, so you're still in the same column as everyone else. So you work your way through the back alleys and streets and everything with these guys behind you. You come around to the foundation area and you circle around to the back, and when you get there, you see throwing you guys on the board. Throwing you guys on the board. Everyone but Lee, cause she's not there. Ba-da-da-dun.
I'm 90% loaded.
That's how many I am. I can't
100.
see anything.
Oh, I can't
Sir
see.
Wolf.
Although I don't own a token with vision in this scene, so I can't see anything.
I
You
will
can
put,
just
I will put you on the board so you can see stuff.
No, I want you guys to turn this into a real radio drama for me and paint a picture with your words.
Paint a picture with your
It's
words.
very dark except for the very small circle around me.
Is it
Sir
really?
Wolf is looking quite elegant
Should
and
be
dapper.
daytime.
I put a feather in his hair.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's a mildly cloudy day.
Sometimes
Okay.
Wolfer and I give each other a sup.
Is that better? Can you see everything
I can
now?
see. Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so you see a wagon pulled up to one of the rear service entrances to the Foundation, and there is a priest sitting in the wagon with 4 other acolytes around it, one of which is carrying a small bundle and walking towards the wagon. To one side, you see what looks like maybe a higher-ranking priest, as well as a figure in dark armor and cloth with what looks like a skull for a face.
Nice.
It's the caretaker.
Oh, it's the guy they hired.
The
Great.
bonehead.
Mr. Stealthy.
You guess
Do we have
that
these guards still coming after us?
they are still 2 of the 4 are following you,
great.
and you estimate that they will catch up within 2 or 3 rounds probably. So whatever you do, it's going to have to be quick. And let's get everyone added to the initiative.
I feel
Nice
like
roster.
Heidi needs to re-entangle things.
Hell yeah.
This is gonna be fun to.
Aaron, I'm on your team with this.
Let's
Let's throw
think.
that bottle behind us and put a wall of fire up so that keeps the guards at bay, giving us more time to deal with what's going on in front of us.
Copy that.
Because we don't necessarily want to injure them.
Yeah.
Initiative
lot of dice you're rolling.
involves... That's not right. Lots of dice.
How did I roll a 2?
Somebody got a 20.
I
How
don't
am I
know.
not
You
doing
did roll a
this
2
right?
though.
I don't know.
Sorry about that, folks. I won't be able to entangle for a while.
You're hanging around with Lux too much.
I'm trying to figure out. Hey, watch yourself. It's not my fault. So I picked the shield and crossbone thing.
Yeah, go into the combat tracker. In the top left-hand corner, it's the fist icon.
Yeah.
And then you'll see there's a 20-sided dice icon
Oh,
next
okay,
to
there
your
it
name.
is.
And you can roll for the wolf
Ha!
as well if you like.
Wow. Snazzy.
Oh, nope. My wolf is blind again, Alex.
Is he?
Trade you.
Oh, that's because I just brought him out. That would be why. And and has vision. Yes, there.
Alright, so.
All right, that's everyone.
All right, I'll just take a little nap. You guys wake me up when you get to me.
Problem being, Thornton had. Can I throw both a firebolt and a thing of burnables?
No, that would unless your firebolt is like a bonus action or something like that. They would
Target
both
the,
be
wagon.
considered actions.
The wagon would burn.
Yeah, but there's a baby in the wagon, isn't there?
Baby's not
No.
in the wagon
Nope.
yet.
Yeah,
It's not in the
baby's being
wagon.
brought to the wagon. All right, so
We
okay.
should be able. They're 2 rounds away. That should work out.
Gareth, you are up.
I rolled a 20.
So did I.
Oh.
Is that is that
I was
okay?
like, what?
Can you steal a baby with a mage hand?
10 pounds?
I mean, I guess if they're holding on to it real tight, that would make it more than 10.
So, rest of the party, what's the goal? Just fuck these guys up, or
I was
We
gonna
need to
say,
get
do
the
we?
baby.
Do we know that? I mean, that we know they're taking the baby. Do we know what they're doing with the baby? Are they? Maybe he's taking it to a prestigious family to raise it. I mean, we know it's that harm?
What
Maybe
you do,
yeah.
what you do know, is that there is a sect of Silmond who have seemed to have broken off from worship of Anu and are instead worshiping whatever chaotic deity that was revealed during your time in the ruins underneath the foundation. So some of the Silmond have fallen out of the light. They are somehow, what they were doing is somehow intertwined with the Blood Scourge, who are not developing, but they are using what they're calling tridents and bearers. You don't know what those mean exactly, but this baby apparently is a bearer for the Blood Scourge, and has been marked as such due to the birthmark that the baby had on its shoulder and upper arm.
Right.
So
you
what you don't know if these particular Silmond, if these are worshippers of Anu or worshippers of this chaotic deity. So that's what you don't know. But you do know that Caretaker is here with them. Caretaker was apparently hired by someone involved to find this baby, which he or she did, and so you don't know.
Could you flag the person that's holding the baby? Right, we can see that, right?
I will put a status effect on them.
Status of baby.
Why am I hearing R2D2?
We have the perfect little
Why is there R2?
action figure for that if we were playing in person.
We do.
We do indeed.
We'll put, which one do we want to use? I
Is
guess it
there a
doesn't matter.
gravid
We'll put that
status?
one on it. So the one with
Okay.
the little face icon is the one holding the baby.
Oh, so we're pretty far away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How far is that distance-wise?
There's a ruler tool where you can measure distance.
And
that's not
do
too bad.
you? Right now, it just looks like a giant open field. Do we have an idea of like how they would be exiting if they got in? Is there one way out of here, or could they go in any direction?
Well, you can tell by the wagon tracks
Okay.
what direction
They-
they usually exit.
Okay, so they're gonna have to. Okay, they'll have to get by us then. Okay.
There might also
No,
be
they're going the
value.
other way.
In,
It looks like it's facing.
Doesn't mean that they
Alright.
couldn't go elsewhere, but under normal circumstances, it looks like they would just be following the road out.
there might be value in smashing up a wagon wheel.
I'm not against this idea of burning.
Because then they just can't go anywhere. Yeah, or burning it or something, just keeping them from doing anything or doing a quick exit.
All right, Gareth,
right.
you're up. So what would you like to do?
I mean, I can't really do much except run closer.
Okay.
Hey guys, is there anything attached to the wagon to make it move?
Yeah, there are horses. I
Okay,
forgot to
alright,
I forgot to
just
include the
checking.
horses.
Just checking.
All right, I steal a horse. No.
I feel like at this point, the sight of the giant direwolf would be enough to make the horses anxious and distracted.
Indeed.
No, they're good horses.
That's not relevant.
All right. So where am I? I'm here. Why am I not moving?
Did
One,
you select yourself?
2, 3. Every chance I get.
You guys really need to watch Guns Akimbo. Akibo?
Oh,
Akimbo?
akimbo.
Akimbo.
Yeah, it's
it means
fucking
elbow.
great. It's really
All
great.
right. I'm gonna move up here.
I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we can do that tonight.
I
All
don't
right.
know why, but the addition of those horses was extremely delightful.
I didn't see them appear. I'm sad.
The
I was
turning
looking at
around
my
is pretty
sheet.
cute. All right, don't burn the horses if you can avoid it. Maybe burn the back of the wagon. Of course, that'll make them run away.
All right, the only one that's currently aware of you at the moment, Gareth, as you run up, is Caretaker, who You can't see any expression, obviously, because of the mask, but you see him or her kind of hit a more ready stance, but just sort of track you as you run up.
Okay.
And so you did a dash action as well?
Yeah.
Have any bonus actions or anything you'd like to do?
I don't think there's really anything I can do. So.
All right. So Lux, you are up.
I am going to firebolt the back end of this wagon.
I duck.
Yeah. I yell for Gareth. Is that a? Do I just roll to see if it works?
It's a. You have to make a 2-hit roll with the firebolts, don't you?
Well, I mean, I'm not really looking to damage a person. I'm just looking to see if I hit.
You would make a 2-hit roll with versus armor class of 15.
Why is this not working now?
Looks like it was working. It's in chat. You've cast
Okay.
it like 30
alright.
times now.
I was expecting it to show up in the little box part. There we go. Yeah. That's why I have to hit the attack part first. I was on the fist screen still. Nope.
All right, so your firebolt misses the wagon and careens against the white, light-colored stone of the foundation wall. Bursts. Hits the baby. The baby explodes.
Baby explodes.
Good. No more problems.
Oh my gosh! All right, done.
Problem solved.
I'm back to my usual rolling. Sorry, folks.
Would you like to move at all, or are you going to hold position?
No, I'm going to hold back for now.
All right.
My health does not advise me to get very close to battles, and I want to be able to throw ball bearings or something useful behind us if needed.
You could at least move a little bit closer.
Sir Wolf can move me. I'm still riding him.
All right.
All right. The acolyte to Gareth's right is going to cast a spell. You see him gesture and recite an incantation, and this divine energy erupts out of him, and these glowing shapes sort of descend upon 3 of the acolytes that are standing there, including himself, and I will mark the ones that are being hit with the spell as soon as I find the right icon for it. We'll do that one. So you are blessed, and you are blessed, and the one holding the baby is blessed.
Or is the baby blessed?
That's a good question. The one holding the baby jumps up into the wagon, into the rear, and yells out, "We're being attacked! Go, go, go!" At which point the driver of the wagon flicks the reins and gives the command, and the wagon starts. I really should have used a separate token for the wagon so I could actually move it. I did not anticipate them actually being able to move. So the wagon begins to pull forward. So we'll say where they are and the horses are is where the wagon is. So that's where they end up this round. Meanwhile, back towards closer to Gareth, this priest of Silmon that is back there. He yells out, "Halt! and he targets Gareth and casts Guiding Bolt.
It's not good.
Well, it's been fun playing, guys.
Oh no.
Oops.
You're down.
Oh my god, that's a crap ton of damage.
He is not down, but his Guiding Bolt just hits him dead center mass, and your head and your chest is just enveloped in this radiant light, burning your flesh, and you might let out a little bit of an ouch at that point.
But
And
you were such a pretty. It burns your mustache off.
not the mustache. And now Dire Wolf is up.
Dire Wolf. So are the horses pulling a cart now with the baby in it?
Correct.
Dire
Yeah.
Wolf is going to attack the horses.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna have to take the horses out.
Oh no. Oh.
You
Chew
know.
on the straps, maybe.
No, he's going to try and rip
Okay.
the throat right out
Chew
of
on
that
the-
horse.
Chew on the faces. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going for a kill here.
All right, so the wolf leaps ahead to intercept the horses. Is he attacking that one closest on the left-hand
Yeah.
side?
Yeah.
Going to move to there. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. 16 does hit,
Oh, nice.
and make sure to remember to target the thing that you're attacking.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll do it manually.
Damn
Fuck it, we'll
right.
do it live. So 11 points of damage, which leaves the horse there. Horse is injured, but not dead. Does the wolf have a second action or attack that it can make?
I don't think that he does. Pack tactics, keen hearing and smell.
Doesn't he get bonus if it does some like lunging attack or something? Or is that another creature?
DC 13 strength saving throw.
Strength
horse.
save.
I think horses are pretty strong.
Got
Yeah,
a 17.
Yeah. It's not knocked prone.
Okay.
Aw, that'd be
But
awesome.
yeah, horse
Yeah,
just
it would.
leaps up, starts just gnashing and biting at the side of the horse that rears up, kicks, flailing about.
Does it
And
slow the wagon
I imagine it would.
or flip it?
it does impact the forward momentum of the wagon, yes. And Thoradin, you're up.
All right. So now we've got the baby in there, so I don't know if I can want to throw oil in there now.
Oil up that baby. Wait. No.
Baby
Pour
oil.
oil on the horses and I'll light them on fire.
You're lighting the horse on fire?
What the hell?
It's not my horse.
Stinky. Nom, 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 nom.
This
Um,
devolved really quickly.
Save the baby.
Does anyone have healing, or Gareth, do you have a healing potion on you? Because you're gonna need it.
I can heal a little. I can heal more if I bump it up a notch.
I've got a potion of healing and I can do second wind, so I can get a little bit back, but
All right.
All right. So yeah, I can throw it 60 feet. This is only 35, so I should have no problem doing that. So yes,
Take the
I will
horse
take
out.
I will take the flask of oil and throw it at the horses.
At the horses.
Yep, we're gonna set them on fire.
Okay. This is an apocalyptic vision you're setting up
Really
here.
glad this is making you so happy, honey.
I'm laughing at his laughing.
no, just all the times I threaten to burn down the barn and you get upset.
That's
And all of a sudden-
completely different.
You're like, I'm gonna set a horse on fire.
That's different.
A little bit.
Believe me, this goes against my best nature too, but
Yep,
you
yep.
gotta save a baby.
Are you
I
gonna
mean,
cut
in
off
real
their
life,
balls
I
and
would
put them in
totally burn
their
the baby
mouths?
first, but
All right,
they're
so
not
go
men.
go ahead and make a standard ranged attack. So you get to add your dexterity modifier.
All right. actions. Ranged attack.
You might be able to do it with the item in your inventory. Let's see. You might be able to. Maybe not.
I've got a hit dice. Yeah, I'm not sure how. How should I do this?
Oil flask. What happens when you click that? It just gives a description. All right, but that's useful anyway. Throw it up to. It can only be thrown up to 20 feet away.
20 feet away. Right. So there. All right. So I still could move and throw it, right? Because I just hadn't moved yet.
Yes, you could.
Okay, I thought I was already in range, so I wasn't worried. All right. So I will move. I can move my standard 25 feet and then still have a throwing action, right?
Correct.
Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm within. Let me get the measuring tool.
You're within 10 feet of them.
Yeah, they're within 15 feet. All right, so now no problems. All right, so now you want me to?
Yeah, just roll
what
it.
now?
Roll a 20-sided and add your dexterity modifier.
My dexterity modifier.
Good roll. All right, so were you targeting the area in between the horses, or the one being attacked by the wolf, or the one on the right?
If I've got to attack a specific one, then I will stay with the same one the wolf hit.
All right, so you throw the flask. It sort of binks against the. Actually, no, it wouldn't be on that side because that's in the center. So yeah, it hits sort of on some of the gear that holds the wagon attached to the horse, and the glass shatters and the oil just spews out, covering the whole flank of that horse and some onto the horse next to him too.
Excellent.
So now they are oiled up,
They're greased up. Yep.
ready to party.
Grease lightning.
We'll put a little indicator on them showing that. And is that it for Thoradin?
I believe that's all I can do.
All right, this acolyte is sort of running alongside with the wagon, and he sees this wolf come up and just unleash hell on this horse, so he is going to cast Sanctuary as a bonus action on the horse that has been injured. I don't know why it had Gareth. Oh, because I have Gareth targeted, probably. Doink. Doink. Alright, so this horse now has Sanctuary. Let me see how to get the description to the chat window. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. So you have Sanctuary on you, and that is it for that guy. This guy right next to Gareth. Yeah! Is surprised to see a guy suddenly right next to him, and he
How'd you get there?
just sort of lashes out, doesn't even really have time to think to pull up a spell, and he is going to, they have these sort of carved, very nice looking clubs, and he's going to try to club Gareth. And it missed. Just
Gareth doesn't
missed.
like clubs.
Yeah, so Gareth, you just barely managed to bring your shield up to block that club from striking you in your noggin. And Finny, you are up.
All right.
Yay.
Finally, yay! All right,
Yeah,
so
but-
which ones do you need me to entangle, do you think? Where the baby is there. Just, do you want me to entangle baby dude or the dangerous one down here?
The
Will
horses.
entangles stop them from hurting Gareth, or do we entangle the horses?
They won't stop the... Yeah, we can entangle the horses. All right,
Because then we might not have to kill them.
right.
You
Like that.
still
We like
can.
the not killing.
Now you can do it more slowly if the entangle's on them.
Okay, so this will entangle the horses and these three guys if it works.
The two guys are in the wagon,
Oh, okay.
so
Oh,
the entangle probably wouldn't reach them, but it's definitely getting the horses and the guy that's on foot next to the wagon.
okay.
So this is a
Could it-
strength saving throw.
Would it entangle the wheels or do anything with those?
When you think-
I suspect it at
Not-
least
not the
slow
guys.
it down.
yeah.
I imagine that it would.
Okay.
Oh, don't roll that. That's
So the-
terrible.
Injured horse made his strength save.
Whoa.
I know, man. That's a good horse.
They
Can I
have
consider
a lot of
horses?
strength.
Horse next to him also makes
mean-
it.
Horses
Alright,
are
that-
strong.
Darn it. But they're pulling an entangled wagon that doesn't have any strength to resist.
The acolyte does
Dude.
not make a save, so he is entangled. And that's a restrained effect on him.
So the restrained wagon, will that slow the horses down?
Now I need to make a. I'm going to make another saving throw for the wagon itself, since it is still being pulled forward by the horses.
Damn,
No.
that's a strong wagon.
Wow. Those horses are amazing.
So the wheels just sort of tear through the vines. They're trying to grip on, but they're just not able to get purchased. And but the guy to the rear is definitely entangled. What do you want to move, Finny? Or are you going to hold your position?
I'm kind of thinking about getting in front of them. You know, to make the kind of just make the horses turn.
So, the oiled up horse now has sanctuary on it.
Correct.
All right, that kind of makes for a.
I can't move myself, so.
And what do
Really?
I have to roll against that to get through it?
Will.
A wisdom saving throw. Let's see, Finny, what's going on with you?
I had trouble
Manage.
moving myself. I had to click on myself like 2 or 3 times before I could move me.
I've clicked on myself about 30.
That's what she said.
So you
Well,
can't
then-
you can't select yourself. You can't move yourself. You can't do anything with your token.
I can select myself. Oh wait, maybe it's this. Maybe it's because I'm. Yep, never mind. It's because I was trying to target something. All right, so I'm trying to be because I'm tall and kind of big. I'm trying to make an obstacle that makes the horses turn
Sure. Okay.
out of myself, or get run over.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
Go ahead and
oiling
make
horses.
an animal handling check for me, Finny.
Okie dokie. I have checks. Here we go. Wait, no, that's only the big checks. So that's a skill, right?
Yes, it's under skills. It's the second one. It's A&I.
Yeah. Normal. I don't have any advantage with this because I'm an animal, do I? Or wait, no, I'm really good at animal handling.
It was just a normal roll.
That's not great.
Okay. So between the three things suddenly happening, the splash of oil, the giant wolf suddenly attacking one of the horses, and this large knoll moving in front of them, it does cause the horses to stop their forward motion, but they are currently just flipping out. They're kicking and rearing and trying to get loose of the wagon. The guy in the wagon, the driver, is just pulling on the reins as hard as he can to try to keep control of them. It's a chaotic
like-
scene happening right
I
now.
was
The
gonna
guy
say, pulling on the reins isn't the right thing to do. You need a better driver.
Well, he's trying to stay in the seat because the wagon's just bucking forward and backward. The guy holding the baby is kind of hunkered down low on his knees, holding onto the side of the wagon with one hand and holding onto the baby with the other.
So he has a pretty loose grip on that tiny, less than 10-pound baby?
He does. No, he seems like he has a pretty good grip on him. He's holding it like a football, so it's kind of tucked in.
He's in a baby Bjorn.
I'm still deciding if I can grab that baby with some mage hand.
Right? I mean,
where is which one of these characters is the caretaker?
The one to the far south now.
Okay.
He or she, you see them sort of shift their position. They're moving down along the wall of the foundation, further away from the action. Just
kind
sort
of like they're not getting paid to be involved in this.
That might not be totally incorrect.
They're getting too old for this shit.
Listen, I got you a baby. I don't need to fight for said baby now that it's delivered, kind of deal.
At the moment, they don't seem to be taking any direct action towards you guys or what you're doing.
And what is the status of the people chasing us?
They will probably be here in the next round or two. This is the second round right now of combat.
Boy.
And Gareth, you are up.
Okay. I am going to chug a dang potion of healing.
All right.
I don't think I chugged it.
Did you sip slowly?
I clicked on it and said use.
Kitty, you cannot
And
stomach.
now it says I can't use it anymore.
It looks like you used it twice, I think.
I will add one use back to it. Let me see where it would be. One of two? Is that right?
I guess. Okay, now I've clicked it, so I've equipped it. I don't know. Do I click on it now that I've equipped it?
You could try it, or you could just roll 2d4 manually. And
yeah, that doesn't. Okay.
That didn't do anything. All right, yeah. So just roll it manually.
2d4.
+2. Right? Gains 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Yep.
So, okay, so 2d4 plus 2 is 5, and then I'm going to use my bonus action of second
All right,
wind.
you got the 5 points back, so you're still badly injured.
I'm going to use second wind, which is 1d10 plus 4.
Give that a shot, see if it does what it's supposed to. You can do that through your feet button there up in the top right corner.
Okay, I did that through my sheet. That didn't work, so I'll try through my feet button. Second wind, use.
Nope, still did the same thing. All right, manually, 1d10 plus 4.
1d10 plus 4 equals 10.
10 back. All right, so now you are barely injured.
I'm feeling better,
Feeling a little better.
Yay!
but I can't really disengage or do anything else. I don't want to give this guy an attack. Well, I don't know.
You used your bonus action and you use your action, so yeah, that pretty much finishes you for the round.
Alright, I am torn between...
So let's see what Lux does.
I am torn between... Gareth, are you okay if I don't rain some shit down upon them quite yet?
I mean, I think right now we need to worry about stopping them.
Stopping the baby, you mean?
Yeah, stopping them from escaping with the baby.
Okay, because then my next thought is, do I try and slow down the chase behind us before they get closer by throwing some ball bearings out? And is that a full action?
Throwing ball bearings is an action, yes.
Because the horses are stopped, so I don't think I need to light them on fire now that they've been stopped.
Still could.
I think that's a waste of an action.
Just out of spite.
It's never a waste to burn a horse.
Can I see the people chasing us, Alex?
Not at the moment, because you're kind of around the corner of the rear of the foundation, so they're going to be, when they do arrive, they're going to just be coming around the corner of the building, which is not very far away from you. If you move a little bit further north, it would be off the map, but if you move up further north, you'd be able to see around the corner to see how far away they are.
Lily, I think the dog wants...
Can I toss some ball bearings out so that if they come rolling around that corner, they're going to be on their asses? Or kind of toss ball bearings up around the corner area?
Sure.
Because I think that'll keep them at bay a little bit then before we have to worry about them. Because they're going to show up next round, right?
Either next round or the round following.
Alright, let's do that to keep that in consideration because I have the wolf for my attack. So I'm going to do that and then...
10 feet to a side. A creature moving across the covered area must succeed on a DC 10 dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
That should slow that attack, and then I'm going to kind of move back so that I'm not the first thing that they want to kill when they come around that corner.
Alright. Are you emptying the entire bag?
I guess about 500 of them. We'll save half.
All right, count them out carefully.
I did.
1, 2.
I tossed out about half the bag and rolled it into the way. So if they come careening around there, they're gonna be surprised. Now, would they have any disadvantage on that, as they didn't see me throw them?
No, it's just the dexterity saving throw. There would be no disadvantage. If anything, they would get advantage since you're only using half the bag.
I'll use the whole bag if you'll give me disadvantage.
No, it would still just be a normal roll with the whole bag.
All right, we'll throw the whole bag then. I don't want them having any advantage on that.
Okay. All right, so you empty out your bag, and so that's going to be some movement to get up there and then get back. Where do you want to move to? We'll give you another 2 spaces of movement.
Just kind of staying discreetly out of the way so I'm not, making much of a target of myself. Because
Okay.
I can't really afford to be much of a target of myself.
All right, the acolyte there close to Gareth.
Oh, jeez.
Ah, jeez. Is going to cast a spell. He casts Sacred Flame on Gareth. You made your saving throw.
Yay.
Aha!
So no damage taken. You managed to avoid knowing now what to expect. You see the light appearing, and you manage to dodge out of the way before getting caught in it. And he is going to move to here. And the guy on the wagon holding the baby kind of yells out, "We need some help here! We need some help!" And he is going to something without a somatic component. They all have somatic components. So he's just holding on for dear life right now.
He could put the baby down.
Trying not to fall out of the wagon. The driver of the wagon he's going to do a animal handling check to see if he can get some semblance of control, which he nails it with a crit. So the horses, at least the horse on the right, stops bucking. The horse on the left, though, is still dealing with this wolf attacking it, so it is sort of not really controllable at this point. It's just trying to get away from this wolf. And the priest down by Gareth looks at him and he gestures and speaks a prayer and casts Sacred Flame at Gareth. Gareth failed his dexterity saving throw, so he took damage. Looks like 15 points of damage from the Sacred Flame. So this flame-like radiance descends down upon him. And next we have the wolf.
Can the wolf hold its turn until after Thoradin? Because if Thoradin's a little closer, it gets advantage.
So you wanted to hold his attack action until Thoradin moves within 5 feet of him.
Thoradin, do you plan on moving within 5 feet of them? We have a Thoradin.
Oh no, Thoradin died.
Thoradin, no!
Aaron's gone.
Aaron, what happened? Aaron, are you muted?
Potentially.
I see he's muted still.
Oh, I wonder.
He's.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep, I can hear you now.
Sorry, my Bluetooth. I'll try. Can you hear me?
It's kind of chopping in and out.
Okay.
I don't know what you did, but don't do that anymore.
Do we have you now?
Is it good now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any intention of moving within 5 feet of a target?
Well, I was going to attempt to jump in the wagon. If it is stationary at the moment, I was going to jump in the back and either attack the guy with the baby or just rip the baby from the guy's arms.
All right, well that bodes well for me because once you're
like
close, then the dire wolf gets advantage on attack. So I will wait till you attack and then I will attack after. Is that doable?
Okay.
Well, you won't
Game
get
Master?
advantage because he's actually going to be in the wagon trying to get the baby. So he won't be close to you enough to get that advantage.
What do you mean? If I jump in the wagon and attack something else instead of a horse?
Oh, you want the wolf to jump into the wagon as well.
Well, I just, it seems reasonable to want that advantage because he'll be pretty close to that driver then, and if I kill the driver, the horses aren't going anywhere either.
All right, so are you waiting to move, or are you going to move now?
Yes, I am going to wait and let Aaron go, and then the wolf will take his turn after.
Aaron.
Aaron.
All right, so that'll change the wolf's initiative to a 6.16. Let's see how I edit that.
Does that make it permanent?
Yes, for the remainder of the
Okay.
combat, it'll be
All right, that's not a huge change. I'm okay with that.
all right, modified. All right, Thoradin.
Yes, sir.
You're up.
Okay, so I am going to go and try and jump right to there.
All right, make an acrobatics check for me.
An acrobatics check.
Not with advantage,
Oh,
but you still made
Why
it.
didn't it
You got
do-
a 17.
okay.
Oh,
Your acrobatics is
dwarf is
pretty good. You got a
acrobatic AF.
+3. He really is.
Oh, I'm very agile.
How you doing there, Jackie?
I'm good.
Are we painting words for you?
Yes. For a second there, I had to, like, deafen you guys, and then I forgot for a minute, and then I was like, oh, wait, I wonder if I missed anything.
And that's actually good. At the end of this round, I want to revisit Lee and her trip to the docks, and then we'll proceed with round 3. So Thoradin, you want to make a... You're just trying to grab the baby out from his arms? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, because I'm very strong, and I'm hoping he's a weak little cleric guy, and I can just take the baby from him.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make an opposed strength check.
How do we do that?
So just go ahead and do a strength check for yourself.
All right. So
and I will do one for the soldier, the
Normal,
acolyte.
right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Yeah.
Ooh, that modifier saved you. All right, so it took a bit of doing to get the baby out without any damage. You just grab a leg and just pull as hard as possible. But no, you guys kind of wrestle back and forth for a minute, and you're finally able to wrench the baby out, who is now crying a bit, and you manage to get it away, get it out of the arms of the acolytes.
All right, it sounds like it's time to run to me.
All right, the acolyte is down here, is going to try to escape the entangle, and that is just a strength check, or is that a strength saving throw? Do you remember, Miss Heidi?
It's a
strength check against your spell save DC. So it's a DC of 13.
Yeah.
So strength check. DC 13. And nope, he is still entangled.
Fantastic.
Excellent work, Heidi.
I appreciate that.
The acolyte next to Gareth has a few
Doesn't
more.
the wolf go after Thoradin?
That is correct. Sorry, I forgot about the wolf. You go ahead, wolf.
So is our plan now that we have the baby to run away?
I think that's wise.
I think at least the person with the baby up on the wolf can go.
That's a really good idea.
I was about to say, should I just have the wolf come up so that you can hop on him and y'all can run?
Okay. But yep.
I
Right.
guess
So it's a classic screen pass. We run to oh no, not
Touchdown!
Alex,
Take the
can
ball.
Thoradin jump on the wolf this round then, or will that count as his next action? So I should just bring the wolf to him and have it attack.
What?
Movement.
The
Has he moved
wolf.
yet?
The wolf can attempt to scramble onto the wagon and kind of scoop Thoradin up onto its back.
Yes.
The scoop.
That sounds
Now,
really cute.
will it be able to then begin its run away, or should I have it jump up on the wagon and attack something, and then Thoradin can get up and run the next turn?
It would not be able to make a dash action, but it would be able to use its movement to get onto the wagon, scoop up Thoradin, and then use the remaining movement to get as far away as it can.
All right, so from the wolf to Thoradin is 10 feet, and then it has another 40 feet that it can move. Yeah, it can get at least back to me, and then there's two of us protecting the baby.
Yep.
All right, so let's do that. What do I have to roll?
We'll have the wolf make an acrobatics check.
I don't know how well that's gonna go.
Oh, this is
Where
gonna.
do I find
if this goes, this is gonna be like a fantastic movie cinema
Oh
type.
my goodness, yes.
Yeah, well,
Really
I'm
wanna
also
see this.
rolling the dice. So what's acrobatics? Is Dex?
No, it's a skill. It's under skills.
I don't see that skill listed.
Use the
Oh,
buttons. Use the fast buttons. When you click on the token for the wolf, you have a series of buttons in the top right hand or left hand corner of the screen. It says inventory, feats, skills, checks, and save.
Aha.
And it's the first one under skills is ACR.
Skills, acrobatic, normal. Please don't kill me this time, Doug.
Nice.
Hey.
Yes.
Wow.
Fantastic!
That's athletic wolf right there.
All right, so this wolf just goes up on its hind legs and puts its head underneath the dwarf and just hoists him over his head
Yeets.
onto his back,
Yep.
and then uses its remaining movement. You just want him to move back to
Yeah,
you.
we're all, that way. I mean, it's only got it. That's about 45 of the 50 feet, and now there's 3 of us, if you count Mr. Wolf, with this baby to get it out of there.
This is awesome.
Wow.
All right.
So I feel like I've just made an unhappy target of us all.
So is our goal now to
Get the fuck out of here.
everybody so that you guys can get away, or are we all leaving as a piece?
Do you want to let us get a head start, I guess?
That's what I'm saying. Like, should we continue to engage so that we can keep these people busy?
Well, also keep in mind that Gareth is currently pretty much
Yeah.
surrounded by guys
Okay,
and by
let me
himself
help him
down
out.
there.
Yeah, let me help him
Yeah.
out. Okay.
Gareth's
best
doing a
for
good job.
Vigil. He is doing a great job. How far can my poison spray go? Sorry, I'm trying to talk through a cat here. You're gonna have to move.
Most people use microphones.
Oh, so much less hairy than a cat.
It's like a megaphone.
That cat, yeah. How far can my poison go?
What is the range on it?
I'm looking. Hold on. Oh, never mind. It's just 10 feet. Okay, bummer. How far am I? 45, 50 feet. I think I might have to lob a magic stone. Darn it. That's not terribly useful.
I mean, I can stick around and start helping Gareth while the wolf and Thoradin run away.
Now,
Or I
just
can give
just
you the baby and you take off with the wolf and me stay there and fight.
That probably makes more sense.
That's what I do best.
Heidi. I know
Yeah.
some of these are new, but so your Zephyr Strike is
Oh,
a
that's right,
bonus
you moved
is a
Zephyr
bonus
Strike.
action, and that also
No.
gives you a bonus
No.
1d8 force damage on a hit. So
Fudge cake.
if you
Okay.
did Zephyr Strike, moved, then Magic Stone, the
I
Magic
can
Stone
do-
would get a bonus 1d8.
And I can move 60 feet with the Zephyr Strike as well.
Right.
Okay. Alright, let's do that.
So Finney gestures in this sort of column of wind, kind of like a little mini dust devil, sort of kicks up around her, and kind of bringing up leaves and grass and stuff, and then she's just kind of a blur as she rockets forward. And where do you want to move to Magic Stone?
I'm wondering if I get in between these two, can my will my poison spray, can I direct it away from Gareth, or is that not going to help? Like, I'm wondering if I can hit 2 people with poison spray instead.
It's only a single target with poison spray.
Okay, might as well go with the magic stone then, because that's more guaranteed, right?
Not
let me look
guaranteed,
at
because
damage.
if you miss, it doesn't do anything.
Right. Well, yeah, but I'd miss with the poison too, right?
It's a Constitution saving throw for the poison spray. It's not a hit roll.
Oh. Well, that gives me a better chance of it hitting.
You have more
Damage.
potential damage with the Magic Stone plus Zephyr Strike.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Zephyr Strike. Okay. Sweet. Okay, well then I'm going to switch to this, and I'm going to scoot on up here. Oops. And I'm going to Magic Stone this guy.
All right, go ahead and
And-
target him, clicking...
I did. I did.
Oh, I don't see him being targeted. I'm sorry.
You don't? He's got the little orange arrows pointing to him? You don't see it?
Oh, actually, no, it has the circle on him, so you're good.
What circle? Oh, okay.
For everyone else, for you, it's orange triangles, but for everyone
Oh.
else, it just shows a little colored circle
Oh,
on
okay.
the token showing who has him targeted.
Gotcha. Now, the spell, the cantrip spell, Magic Stone, is just to make the Magic Stone, right? It isn't to throw it? Or is it to throw it?
Yeah, you can do your attack and damage from it too.
My attack there. Okay. Okay, so I get advantage.
Tell you what you get.
Okay. Good thing I had that advantage.
Why
And
do you
now I
get
do-
advantage? Why do you get advantage?
It says right there.
Advantage. Oh, okay. So yeah, if that's the one you wanted to use it on, then yes.
Isn't it?
You can choose which attack you want to use it on. It's just as long as you do it before the spell ends.
I'm confused.
Once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll on your turn.
Right. What other attack do I have?
You might attack again next round, and you might want to use it then. So you didn't have to use it this round,
Why
is all I'm
wouldn't
saying.
I don't know why I'd hold it back. I'm trying to
It's
save my
used
friend.
now, so.
Yeah.
All right, so you
But
hit
it's
with a
good knowledge.
21, so go ahead and roll damage. Plus you get an
It's not
extra
very
1d8 points of damage. So go ahead and roll a d8.
Where do I pick that? Oh, down here. Are you? No, you're 10.
So an extra 3 force damage. And he is near death.
I was mad.
So this blur of a knoll just shoots up, and you, right as you stop, you use your forward momentum to fling out the magic stone, and it just cracks him right upside the head. And I need to take a bio break real quick, and when I get back, we'll do Lee, and then we will do round 3, and hopefully an escape from this.
How alive is Gareth?
He is, you can hover, I think, over him to see his status.
Not
He's
seeing it for
injured.
mine. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing statuses, unfortunately.
It just says injured, but it doesn't give
Okay.
us where
Yeah.
in injured.
So Gareth, how hurt are you?
On a scale, I'd say I'm feeling about a 15 out of 36.
Okay.
About
Alright, and
somewhere right
you
in
are
there.
Just-
you are engaged with how many?
Just the one.
Okay.
Heidi just put the hurt on.
So has the mask guy, the skull musk guy, has he done anything to harm us?
No, he's not engaged. I
He
feel like
does not want to be involved.
So he's like, I didn't pay for this. They didn't pay for this part.
Are you, if you
yeah,
wanna-
they asked him to get the baby.
We should have just offered him money to get the baby.
There
you're-
you go.
Contract. Let me give you another
Now,
one.
whether or not he will decide to become involved when we run with the baby is different. So I see your point of you being the person who fights, so me taking the baby, but I also have distance abilities
No,
that you don't.
he's right here.
Oh, she's not talking to me.
What?
Yeah, I thought
I was talking to Aaron.
Yeah. I'll do whatever.
What do we think
I don't
of
want to
as a
leave
whole?
Gareth, who's already half dead.
No,
to,
no.
You know, when I'm just a tank and I can take a lot of hit. So I'm like, if you want to just push me off the dog and grab the baby and run,
Can you make it to Gareth though? What's your distance?
25. But if he's going to retreat at all and come my way, then we'll meet.
Okay. What does
'Cause we've
everyone else
got-
think?
Because we really haven't injured any of their guys other than the one that Finny just did. Like, we
Yeah.
haven't touched them. So we
Yeah.
still got a battle, and we got 2 guys still coming that we don't know what they're going to do.
And I mean, I guess I can always shoot fireballs from the wolf with the baby.
Right.
Yeah, you can still,
And
you can
break
still light
it.
those horses up and freak them out and maybe flip the cart and injure the guys there.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to burn those horses, right?
Right.
Until they stopped, that was absolutely the plan, but I wasn't going to waste a spell on burning horses when it was already not moving. And there were other things to do. I know that
Yeah.
disappoints my husband.
Once I
greatly.
realized they were stopped, I'm like, why am I going to still fight? Let's just jump on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. No, that was a good thought. Alright, so we'll do the baby switch and I'll hop on the wolf.
I
And
think that baby swap and then the running away with throwing fireballs as you dash away on the wolf, that's pretty great.
I don't know how many actions the GM is going to give me. I also could drop another animal out of the bag of tricks.
That sounds good.
So it depends on whether or not he's going to take me taking the baby and mounting the wolf as an action.
Right. All right, I'm gonna go P2. See you guys.
Otherwise, if I can, I will drop another thing to help.
Okay.
My other option would have been to, like, you know, rain some hurt down upon the guys from a distance, but
Yeah, I'm really not worried about the acolytes. Like, we took care of business pretty quickly there last time. Now the little secret guy, you know, I might be worried about him, but he seems to be staying off. So unless they're like, we hire you, fight, you know.
all right,
All
I will get the fuck out of here with Sir Wolf and the baby then. I guess we're gonna see what Jackie's up to though, as to whether or not, you know.
Yeah, but we actually wouldn't know that. Matter of fact, I don't know that we would technically know that the two guys are on our heels and will show up in a minute either.
It's true.
And if the DM is not here,
Oh, I dropped
then
that
I'll
ball.
say this.
That bag of ball bearings at least. That
Yeah, I
should-
was thinking about that though. So if the DM's not here, how good would ball bearings work in the grass? Like on hard surfaces, they're gold.
I thought they were coming around the corner on the cobblestone, so.
Okay.
How about you keep that thought to yourself there?
Well, that's why I said now that the DM is gone, I'll share that.
I don't know. I think even on hard packed dirt, they would be pretty problematic.
They could be, yeah.
While we're waiting for Heidi to get back, we can do we can do Lee.
Yeah,
So
I'm ready.
Lee, prepare to be done.
Okay.
Giggity.
So after you peeled off from the group and noticed that there were two still following you, I wonder if I can just drag you to that scene. Let's see. It doesn't look like it. Why don't I just make it visible? All players. Alright, so up at the top of the screen you should have a scene called Chase Scene.
Yes.
Yes, I see
Jackie,
that.
if you want to go to it, sure.
What happened to Anthea?
I totally forgot that she was with you actually. So she's just been standing there alongside the wall during all this. She's with the main group still.
Okay.
But she's just kind of keeping a very low profile. And so after you separate, you know you're being chased by two of the Gold Sun. In the, which is area 3 for the main group, but for you is actually only area 2 since you skipped the second area. You skipped going to get the baby. As you're moving through these back alleys, you can hear the city bells, the warning bells are being sounded, and you get the feeling of a heightened sense of alert throughout the district. How do you want to navigate through this area while also potentially slowing down your pursuers who are 5 spaces behind you at the moment?
As I'm running through these alleys, when I look up, like, can I see, like, the tops of the buildings, or, like, how tall are the buildings that I'm running between?
The buildings in this district are pretty tall. They're 2 to 3 stories. Aren't too many 1-story buildings.
Because what I want to do is try and get above them, like basically run on the rooftops.
Okay.
Would the narrowness of the like streets and alleyways be such that, you know, I would be confident like I can jump from one building to another, where I can make it to the rooftop?
Yeah, as long as you're not trying to cross a street, If it's a narrow alleyway, you might still be able to make it, but as long as it's not like one of the main thoroughfares, you know, it's gonna take some acrobatics checks, but
I want to avoid like any main thoroughfare as much as I possibly can.
all right. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me.
Acrobatic. Oh god, my rolls kind of stink today.
I'm sorry.
So you were not able to get up onto the roof near where the buildings where you are at the moment. You just didn't find any really good paths to sort of parkour your way up. During the time that you're trying to figure it out, the Gold Sun do move one space closer to you.
Wait.
And in through this area. Then once you exit the Dawn Arc, you find yourself entering the Center Mark district, which is filled with lots of different shops and warehouses and workshops, typically with homes and living areas above these shops, like on a second floor. Do you want to do the same thing here? Just try to get up on the rooftops? All right. So you use your movement to get up onto the rooftops here in this portion of the Center Mark, and you're able to get up above where they are, down on the ground, sort of running behind, sort of looking up, and you also note that a second squad has joined the first, so now there are 6 chasing you.
All right.
Why are they all chasing you?
This second group of Gold Sun is a patrol that joined with the other 2 as they were running along, and the bells were going off. They took note of the pursuit and joined in with their fellow city guard.
I tried the distraction. I'm sorry, Lee.
It half worked.
From, like, I'm up, you know, however many feet above them. Can they still see me from like where I am now?
You could try to do a stealth check to keep yourself out of view.
Yes. Stealth. Is that STE?
Probably, yes.
Under the skills. Let's try it. Yes.
All right. Let's see how they do on their perception. Not great. So you feel pretty sure that they may have lost track of you temporarily, and they fall back 1 space, so you gain some ground on them. Once on this diagram, once the Gold Sun have fallen more than 8 spaces behind, then they're considered to have lost the trail entirely, and you're in the clear at that point.
Okay.
All right, and that's it. That's it for you now. We're gonna go back to the fight.
Nothing for you.
Nothing for you.
Do we want to wait till Aaron returns? He said he can play a little later then. Now that he's going to get the kids now. Do we want to give him a couple minutes, or?
I don't know. I see a bunch of dice rolling.
Let's see. We'll continue. Thoradin goes pretty late in the round order, so. So we can press on for now and see where we are when we get to him in the round. Gareth, you are up.
How you feeling, buddy?
We just kind of want to get out of here, right?
I think that was the belief.
Plan?
Yeah.
All right, then I want to disengage and start running.
All right. It does. So you use a disengage action to move away, leaving Finny down by herself. And how far do you run up to where Lux is, or do you run past them? And are you going the same direction as you came in, because you know that the city guard are also coming from that direction too?
Well, that's a good point. What direction do we want to run in, everybody?
Well, we don't want to go running around that corner where the guard's coming from.
Right, away from that.
So you want to go around the foundation the other side.
That's probably a good idea.
So kind of down this way?
Yeah, on the map you'll be going to the right and down.
Okay.
Basically. Or just actually straight right, because there's another sort of extension of the foundation off the map to that direction, so you'll just want to go basically straight right from where you're standing
go that
now.
way?
Exactly.
Okay. Then I do that. So I guess that's not selecting.
Foundation rear. So we want to go up towards this pit. I'm gonna have to run past all this again.
You could go around it.
Yeah.
Just do 1.
So like that way.
3, 4, 5. Something like that.
Like that way.
I had my arrow, it disappeared.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, that's correct.
That was mostly just to confirm that's the direction that we're going. Okay.
Yep.
Then I disengage and do that. That's my move.
All right. So Lux, you're up next.
So we decided that Thoradin had handed me the baby, and I am now riding the wolf. Does that count as one of my actions, or is that kind of a pass off that happened?
We'll say it takes half your movement to make this transfer.
So if the wolf is if I'm riding the wolf, it's the wolf that is the movement, correct?
Right. Correct.
So I could still technically do something, and on the wolf's turn is when we run.
Correct.
All right. Sorry, I'm gonna have to
Set the horses on fire.
Death.
And what do we?
Hey,
so we
Jacob?
have the guy that's really
Yes.
hurt that Finny is in. The horses still have. Does he have control of the horses right now?
At the moment, yes.
All right. I'm really sorry about this, Pie, but I'm gonna firebolt the oil.
We could just push them out of the wagon and take off in it.
I mean, I'm on a wolf that's gonna move real fast, so I just basically don't want them to be able to chase us with it.
Yeah.
I really feel bad about this, but it's that or I chromatic orb the people.
All right, go ahead and make a ranged spell attack, or go ahead and cast firebolt, and yeah, hit the attack button.
14.
14 is enough to hit the area where stuff is. Horses only have an AC of 10, so yeah, your firebolt arcs out. Both the horses just burst into flame, and the area between them bursts into flame. They both take 5 points of damage from the burning oil.
I just got back for the burning of the horses.
Hey, welcome
That
back.
was mad.
We have to run by them towards the front. So, since we have to go this way, Thoradin, I figured having a wall of inflamed horses would probably be useful. I now have the baby and I'm on the wolf, and the wolf is the one doing the running, so I was able to throw an attack in. That is what you missed.
Cool. All right, cool deal.
All right, seeing the horses suddenly burst into flame, this acolyte kind of ignores Gareth running in front of him and instead runs over and he is going to...
Ah, shit, I should have done the other thing I was gonna do, but oh well.
Cast Cure Wounds on the one of the horses that are on fire.
But the horse is still on fire, right?
It will be on fire for as long as it stays in the area. It takes an initial 5 points of damage, and then if it stays in the area where the oil is burning, it'll take... Oil burns for 2 rounds, basically.
But isn't casting Cure Wounds on something that's on fire basically extending the pain and suffering until it dies?
I love you, honey.
In a sense, yes. Yes, it is.
All right, I like this.
Come on, they're evil clerics. Come on.
This game got really dark.
And Finny, you go ahead and do a standard melee attack against the acolyte running past you, if you like. I don't know if you heard that or not, Heidi.
Sorry, I was talking to you and I was muted.
Oh.
I was asking about my if I should just use my regular scimitar, and I don't have time to do my flame blade, which I think is a bonus, isn't it?
Let
me see.
Flame blade is a bonus action, but it is also one of your second level spells. Don't know if you would want to use it for this instance since you're getting ready to run.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just use this then. Oh, I didn't target the dude.
You're hitting the dude?
Wait, which one is running past me?
The one whose turn it currently is. He has the.
Oh, this guy. How is he running past me?
He was.
Ran past you.
Yeah, see he was down to your lower left.
Okay, gotcha.
And he ran past.
I am so sorry. Did that work?
You have to click the attack button in the chat window.
Oh.
There's a hit.
Thanks.
And go ahead and roll damage. Alright, so you caught him with a pretty good cut. You suddenly just pull your scimitar out and do like this spin thing and catch him as he runs past. Ah! And he moves forward and manages to get the Cure Wounds on the horse. And the guy and one of the 2 guys in the wagon yells out that they have the baby! They're taking it! And he, 10, 15, 20, jumps out of the wagon.
I stole the baby.
I stole the baby from you when you were taking a pee-pee. And let's see, he's going to jump out of the wagon with an
Really glad
acrobatics
Gordon's here
check.
to...
Yeah, me too.
Now, Lux, did you say you already took the baby from me?
I have the baby and I'm on the wolf, ready to run on the wolf's turn.
All right. Because I saw the emblem on me as still having the baby.
So the guy, as he's climbing out of the wagon, his foot catches on the side, and he just goes tumbling out and kind of face plants in the dirt and takes 2 points of damage. So he is prone currently right there. And let's see who's next. The driver of the wagon, now with the horses engulfed in flames, he pulls out a blanket from behind and he just starts kind of trying to fan the flames out, even though it's just kind of feeding more oxygen to it. So it's really not helping very much at all.
Stop, drop, and roll.
You don't know what you're doing. Give the baby back. The priest moves forward and he targets.
I thought that was the ninja guy.
No, that is the priest.
I see. Okay.
Ninja guy is further to the south.
I see.
Ninja girl / guy. Sex is indeterminate at this point.
Skullface.
Involved or not involved?
Skullface is not involved. The priest is going to target Lux on the wolf with guiding bolt. That was a huge miss. So this guiding bolt just sort of spirals high into the left and just arcs against the foundation wall, sending bits of shrapnel and stone arcing out. And the wolf is up.
Run!
Wolf
let
is
the
gonna
wind.
run. Wolf is running with me. I still have my... So can the wolf do a dash then too?
Yes, if that's that would be its action for the round, but it can dash.
All right, so
Really
we're gonna
wanna say
dash.
next
That's
time Bucky
100.
has the zoomies. Bucky's doing a dash.
Is that 100 then that he goes? If 50s is normal?
Yes, so you would definitely be off the map at that point.
Okay.
Can you do
that's
something cool like light a cigarette off the horse as you run by?
Yes. I do that.
You
Where's
mean
the
a
sunglasses?
you mean a joint, right?
Yes. So
think
should we just go off the map? Or where do you-
420, blaze it, yo. Yeah,
we're
so you're
like-
off the map,
She yells,
Also, you need-
420! As she rides away.
I
leaving
need to
leaving
remove the baby from me.
leaving Thoradin.
Standing there going, "What I do?" Everybody left.
It's fuck, sorry.
I'm gonna come up here.
It won't let me move the wolf off the map any further, so.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, Thoradin, you're up.
All right. So where is what's the health of Gareth?
He's a little less than half. He's injured.
More than 0.
All right. So then these two guys. There's a
pretty
guy
sure
on the
I'll follow.
ground. So if I rush up to this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to this guy that's laying on the ground, do I get advantage on him?
You do, I believe, get advantage on prone targets. But remember that your goal now is to flee,
Get
not
away.
to engage.
Okay. I just don't want to leave a guy behind, and I'm a tank, and all right, I will go this. I will
you hold
do
your
a.
action, and then let Gareth go in front of you. You know. But if anything
No,
happens to him, you can jump in.
I think he's gone this round already, so it would
Correct.
be the next
Oh.
round. I think I have to make my action. So, all right, so I'll just go ahead and move my I'll just do a dash then. Let me see here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's what I can do. Yep. That's all I got.
Go, Sir Wolf, go. Are we running in the correct direction, Alex, to be getting back to the boat?
That's a difficult question to answer. The direction you're running now is actually away from the docks, but it's the only way to get outside of away from the district without running into the city guard that are coming in. So you kind of have to go out and circle around and come back
Okay.
to be going the right direction.
Alright, sounds good.
It's like using Waze.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
I like that up.
All right, so the acolyte who is entangled is going to cast, as a bonus action, Sanctuary on his near-death companion there next to Finny.
Finny, you need to change and run.
And so you have that. And then as his main action, he is going to move this way, and he's... Oh, no, he can't do that because he's still entangled. He'll try to break free of the entanglement again. And that was a strength check. Nope, only got a 7. So he is still entangled. This acolyte who is near death, he recites a prayer, touches himself inappropriately, and casts Cure Wounds. And you see his wounds knit up and heal, and he is feeling hale and hearty as he turns to face the gnoll, whose turn it is now.
And since I still have the effect of Zephyr, that means that I can run away without provoking an attack by him, and use my dash to get to here.
6, 7, so you could move even further now. You can move 90 feet.
I can? I thought the dash was... I can move 90?
Well,
I mean,
your
that's
normal
30.
movement's 30, right?
Yeah.
And then another 30 from Zephyr Strike, and then another 30 from your dash.
Okay, so I am off.
So you are off the side of the map.
Off there. So
Yeah.
Outta
okay.
here.
You were
Goodbye.
roughly in line with the dire wolf.
Yeah.
At this point.
I'm up there. All right.
About-
Sweet. Peace
You're
out.
about 50 feet ahead of Thoradin, and Thoradin is about 30 feet ahead of Gareth. All right, so Lee, if you want to go back to the chase scene.
I feel really bad about lighting the horses on fire, just so we're clear.
No, you don't.
Tell you're really torn up about it. So
Yeah.
you reach a point in the center mark where it opens up into a large plaza, so you have to go back down to the ground to be able to cross.
Okay.
I turned the weather off. Why are you still showing up, weather?
Quick
Like a
question.
freaking smoke machine.
What's Anthea been doing this whole time?
She has been hiding against the wall, and once she sees everyone dashing away, she's trying to follow. She's cutting up more towards the north. She's roughly in line to where Thoradin is, but about maybe 30 feet away from him.
Okay.
Just kind of running as fast as she can to try to keep up with the wolf and the gnoll. So Lee, you have to get back down onto the ground to be able to continue forward towards the docks. And you do that, and you start passing through the plaza there, which is a large open area with lots of foot traffic. So you're kind of cutting in and out of people and crowds and groups of people. Make a perception check for me.
Oh my god.
You're having a Mel day.
You're very focused on trying to get through all these people without knocking yourself over or knocking anyone else over. And so what would you like to do to... do you want to do anything specific to try to slow down the pursuit, or are you just going to focus on moving?
Let's see.
Oh, you did that was a persuasion check, actually. You need a perception.
Oh, shoot.
So you may have just saved your own life. Not that your life is at risk or anything, but...
That. Oh, that was persuasion.
That was a little better.
All right.
So as you're going through the crowd, you kind of glance off to one side as you go through, and you see near this stall that's selling some ales of different types. You see a small group of what looks like people that were in the Violet Banner that you recognize. You see the three that initially hired you guys to go get their leader that was in the ruins underneath the foundation. What are their names? Dun, 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 dun. Looking through the list. So you see Dordan. You see Hecton. You see you see Marta, who was the larger woman with the straight reddish blonde hair, who was the one who was doing most of the talking with you when you guys were first hired for that. And you see, what was the leader's name? His name is...
Ooh, the leader that we saved?
Yeah.
Oh, was it Thomason or something like that?
Let's see, Dordan, Hecton. Why are you not in this list? He's not even in the list. But whatever his name was, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. But yeah, but that guy. So with a couple of others, they're standing around like having drinks and stuff. So is there anything you'd like to do with that information, or you just want to keep on running forward?
No, I'm thinking.
Fran!
Would
Throw
there...
like a secret gang sign?
Is there any amount of time that I can pause for to, like, shout, like, hey, help distract these guards chasing me without it, like, impacting the lead that I have on them?
If that's all you do, just as running past, you say that phrase, that won't affect anything at all. You will have to make a persuasion check.
Okay, let's hope this persuasion check is better than the last one.
Tamales, that was his name. Tamales the White.
Tamales.
That was a lot better.
Okay.
So they see you and pretty much instantly recognize you, and then they look towards where the gold center coming, and they look towards you again, and then the Marta kind of gives you the thumbs up and gestures with her head for you to keep on running, and then you see them move as a group sort of away from the booth out towards the middle of the plaza in between where you're running and where the guards are coming.
Alrighty, sounds good.
So this might bode well for you. And now back to
Foundation
the rear of the foundation.
He said rear.
Rear.
Thank you for laughing at that with me.
Caretaker still standing there, using her his or her spear as a kind of a staff, just sort of leaning on it, kind of kicks one foot up in sort of a relaxed pose, just sort of watching everything happening. And Gareth, you're dashing past Caretaker and the others on your way out. Are you going to do just a full move and dash this round?
That's my plan. I'm gonna GTFO off screen.
All right, so that takes you off. Lux, you are going to continue your move. Well, actually, you're just riding at this point. Are you
I'm not
do
moving,
anything?
so I actually could still potentially rain some hurt down to slow things down behind us. Is anyone giving chase? Or anyone threatening any of my... Like, Thoradin looks like he's kind of in a...
The priests and clerics do look positioned to where they look like they might give chase, and also from where you are now you can see around the corner of the foundation where the city guard are beginning to come around that corner, and you see both of them just sort of suddenly just their feet flip out from underneath them and they just go down heavy on their backs.
This is good.
So would you like to do anything specific or just
I'm
hold on?
I'm looking at my spells right now to see if there's anything I can do that will be... So no one is in direct danger at the moment. Can I hold my action till a little later in case and kind of jump in? Like, how does that work?
Your initiative would change to whatever your go is. Whatever you want to happen first before you go, that's what your new initiative will be whenever that happens.
And this group of them here are all fairly healthy, right?
Yes, everyone is actually pretty healthy.
I am going... Why did we just lose... it went away?
It's resetting.
Right.
I was trying to...
How about this? I will firebolt the... cart, because the horses are burning, but the cart is not, correct?
Just the front of the cart that got the oil on it was burning.
So I'm gonna do a firebolt at one of the cart wheels to make sure they can't chase us on that. For 23?
I would say that that's a hit. Which of the wheels were you aiming for?
Probably this one's up the... I don't seem to be able to make the... So the barely injured horse, as opposed... Oh, they're both barely injured. That's not helping. The front one closest to Thoradin. If the front wheel goes out, I feel like that would make it hard for the horses to pull it.
Front passenger side?
Yeah.
Well done.
All right, so the firebolt arcs out and hits the front right wheel, and it does burst into flame. So it is wood, so it doesn't just like disintegrate. It's just wood that's now on fire. But
yeah, I feel like that would add to the chaos of the situation.
Oh, sure.
I have to say, this has gone very professional. Like, it seems like we know what we're doing.
Well, and, I don't feel like we need to be needlessly... I mean, I'll totally, put a guy's balls in another guy's mouth if he's threatening me, but... if you're just doing your job, I don't want to hurt you.
Unless you're trying to hurt me.
Yeah, that's different.
One of the acolytes moves around the horses and targets Thoradin with a Sacred Flame spell.
Sorry, Thoradin, I tried.
But he makes a saving throw. It was a dex save, so you manage to, as you're running, sort of just kind of run ahead of where the Sacred Flame hits. So your feet kind of kick out, almost cartoon-like, ahead of you as you're like, eh! And the fire...
I'm running in for a touchdown, kicking my feet out?
Yes. And so the Sacred Flame just hits the ground right behind you. You can feel the heat on your booty. And then this acolyte also moves up, and they're just like basically just opening up on Thoradin because he's the closest to everyone. So they're all bringing down the Sacred Flame as he's dodging and ducking and weaving, trying to get through the barrage. The second one you did not manage to dodge, and it hit you. I'm trying to figure out how to read this damage because it says 51 points of damage, but I don't think that's correct for this spell, and it doesn't look like it actually did 51 points to you. So I'm not sure how to read the 53 minus 2
So,
bracket 2.
How does it hit me when my armor is 18? Like that.
It's not a 2-hit roll. It's a saving throw on Sacred Flame.
Okay.
So it's a dexterity saving throw. So for that one, you failed with a 4. So it looks like, I guess the 2 was the actual damage. I'm not sure what that 53 and 51. Oh, that's your hit point. So you started at 53 minus 2. Now you're at 51. That's what that means. Okay. That makes sense. All right, so it singed you a little bit. You got caught a little bit of a glancing blow from one of them. This acolyte jumps down out of the wagon. He's still trying to get the horses put out. The priest, their leader, 30, moves up to here. He's issuing commands, yelling for the guard, for the city guard. And he is going to cast
Love and Affection.
Suddenly in the air next to Thoradin, there's a sort of a shimmer in the air as this floating spectral weapon materializes next to him, and it's in the form of I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the mace-like things that have the caps filled with holy water that are used in churches. I know it has a name. I cannot recall it off the top of my head, but this sort of spectral weapon appears and just turns and tries to wallop Thoradin, and a melee spell attack. That's just damage. I need to actually roll the spell attack. So let's roll a d20 and see what happens.
So, according to a quick Google search in my memory, you can call it a holy water sprinkler.
A holy water sprinkler.
Yeah, because what I'm imagining is like it looks almost like a wand, but with a ball on top with holes in it that you then like shake it and the water comes out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've been doused with those at church.
Mm-hmm.
The water burns.
So the weapon misses, and you're able to continue on. And it is the dire wolf's turn. So are you just gonna go full speed?
Oh yeah, we're just get the fuck out of here. We need to get the baby back to the ship. That is our top priority.
I want my baby back, baby, back, baby, back, baby, back, baby, back.
Unless y'all want me to rein it in to stay with you. What's the group's call? Group.
I said get that baby out of here.
Run, run, run.
All right.
Run, Forrest.
The wolf will take
Set
his
it on
dash
fire.
on,
Set the baby on fire.
and we'll have another 100 feet.
All right, and Thoradin, you just gonna move and dash? You're muted again. We can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I was trying to help do a Junie potty run. Yes, I just want to keep running this away.
Do you need to
Since
take a break
I'm
to go take
No.
care of her? Okay.
No, she's fine sitting there. Yeah, I just want to keep running as long as I can.
All right. So Thoradin, you are now off the map, which puts us
Yay.
all back into chase mode. So basically, we got two groups working right now. We have Lee kind of off by herself, doing her own thing. And they are at a 5 with her. However, the Violet Banner, they are able to slow down the Gold Sun. so you gain a little bit more distance from them. They're now 6 spaces away from you.
All right.
And you're not sure exactly what they did, but they must have done something because they have fallen even further behind. And the rest of you... Actually, let me go ahead and grab one of these guys, too. Just to show that now you're being chased by 2 groups of people.
Nice.
So the Gold Sun and the Sylmond chasing the rest of the group. That Lux, you got a good lead on most of them. How long does your Zephyr Strike last, Finny?
1 minute. So is that 6 rounds? Or how many rounds is that?
That is... Every time I have to pull that information up, I never remember.
Wouldn't that
Is
be
it
like
around
10 rounds
6
of
seconds?
combat?
It's 10 rounds, yeah. So quite a while. I mean...
6 seconds, yeah, for a round.
Okay, so 10 rounds.
Right. So are you just gonna just sort of jog pretty much right next to the dire wolf?
I guess so.
All right.
Ready to
Good.
attack.
So you guys move into through the Dawn Arc. Is there anything specific anyone wants to do, at least initially, to slow down any sort of chase?
So what kind of
Anyone
area?
have banana peels?
What kind of area are we going through right now?
Probably not a bad.
Actually, I'm going to separate. We're going to be in 3 different groups. So we have Finny and Lux in... Oh, I moved Lux up there instead of Lee. So Lee's going to be up here. Finny and Lux are going to be here in this row. And then...
Yeah.
Anthea, Gareth, and Thoradin are going to be in group 3 down here. So either Finny or Lux. Is there any specific actions that you would like to take to try to throw off the pursuit? You're pretty far ahead, and actually you're going to be more like this.
Would an entangle be useful at this point?
She's actually outdistanced the range of that
Yeah,
spell.
I can't do that from here.
I already dropped my my balls.
You can also use your environment, like you could describe, as we go down a street, I'm going to knock over some crates, which actually right now might hurt Thoradin and Gareth and Anthea more than help.
Can I drop another creature while we're riding?
Yes, you could do that.
Alright, let's see what... That would be rolling a d8, correct? So if I click me, there's the wolf. Anthea, Thoradin, Gold... Where am I? Oh. Jesus.
So religious.
8. Does that work? Enter? Roll. Oh, that's the button I need. Sorry, y'all. And a 6.
Got a 6.
We have a giant badger.
Giant badger, huh?
Is it a honey badger?
Yes.
Oh, I got a token for that. Blip.
Okay, I think we already have a giant badger out.
Yep.
Oh, cute.
Is he blind? No, he is not blind. All right.
But he has the multi-attack. So
Oh,
the
it's
giant
like
badger is actually just going to hang out to attack the people chasing us.
So you're commanding the badger to just stay in place and wait for...
So the badger has something called burrow. Can he dig a big ditch once our allies get past that will slow down the chasing people?
I think the burrowing is just... Oh, that's just his movement. So he can move underground 10 feet per round.
But he does have the ability to dig.
Yes, he does.
Dig it.
So once our allies get past, could the badger dig and wait to attack the chasers?
Ordinarily, yes. And we'll say where you are, since you're on back streets and alleyways, that the ground is not cobblestone, because that would make things a little bit more difficult for it. But we'll say where he is now, it's dirt. So it's just, compressed dirt from being trod upon so much. But yeah, you can command him to just start digging.
Yeah, and to guard that area once our allies get past.
So he just starts going to town, and all this dirt, like a goose tail, is just coming up behind him, spraying on the side of a building.
Did our people get past that area?
They will eventually.
He can start digging it across halfway, and they can run across, and they can finish it.
All right, as long as I am not hindering our allies.
So Thoradin, Gareth, and Anthea have no idea what's going on. You're just running down this alleyway, and suddenly you see this giant badger digging a trench as you run past it. And
giant badger. That looks like Lux.
I know she whipped out her badger a lot, so it's fine.
Her sack badger, yeah. Look, it's Lux's sack badger.
Sir
all right,
MacLeod is his name.
So that is enough to where Finny and Lux are now in the clear from pursuit. They have lost their pursuers, and Theoden and or Thoradin and Gareth and Anthea, they followed one space back. And Lee, you're now hitting the next district before you get to the docks. It's actually the district that the docks are in. And the first area that you hit is the plaza, a plaza in a ground, which is sort of this open cobblestone area with market stalls and more foot traffic. What would you like to do?
I hope we see Edward Elk again at some point.
I'm wondering, would it be easy for me to, like, I don't know if there's, like, barrels or boxes or crates nearby to, like, shove those, like, out into the walkway to try and slow them down?
Sure. Make an athletics check for me.
Athletics.
Not great. So,
good.
Unfortunately, the crates that you targeted were full of something really, really heavy, and you sort of quickly grab at it before you run past, but you're just not able to budge it. So you're just like, "Ugh," and you just keep on moving.
Right. You picked the barrel full of watermelons instead of yeah.
Someone hauling bricks in these things. So the distance between you and the Gold Sun does not change this round.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm sorry. That was actually a fail, so that means that they actually gained one space on you. So they're now at 5.
Is there any chance that Finny and I make it to the ship first anyhow?
God.
No, you guys were a bit behind Lee. So you guys are right now in Area 3, and she's in Area 6.
And I'm in Area 51.
And you're in Area 51.
Show starts in 8 minutes. Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. Promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! Show starts in 7 minutes.
It's refreshment time, folks.
Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on. Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now.
Show starts in 6 minutes.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Father, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Faith, and there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Show starts in 5 minutes.
We're happy to have you with us this evening and want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here. And while you relax and stretch, visit our concession where you'll find something to please you. There are ice-cold drinks, delicious sandwiches, ice cream, coffee and snacks, and many other pleasing treats. Our foods are fresh and tasty, our drinks satisfying and refreshing. They're so good.
You get more out of life when you go out to a movie.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Visit our snack bar and treat yourself to some delicious Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches. Cook the Castleberry way, slowly over open pits of glowing charcoal, then seasoned with a sauce that's zesty, yet delightfully mild to please the entire family. Also at the snack bar, you'll find popcorn and soft drinks and candy and French fries to go with your Castleberry's barbecue sandwiches. There's plenty of time before the movie starts, so visit our snack bar right now for Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches.
Still plenty of time to come and be served at the refreshment center before showtime.
Show starts in 3 minutes. Show starts in 2 minutes.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Please remember to replace the speaker on the post when you leave the theater.
And now, on with the show.
All right, so back to the chase. We did you guys, and Lee, we just did you with the attempt at knocking over the crate unsuccessfully. So you're now in area 6. Finny and Lux, since you are moving at basically twice the speed, at least at this point in the chase, you're able to move at full speed, because there's enough. Your way is open enough to where you can get through without having to just sort of dance around things, slowing you down. So you kind of quickly, and drawing a lot of attention to yourselves because you're a gnome riding a giant wolf. So a gnome riding a giant wolf being followed by a enspelled gnoll running at twice normal speed. Quite a bit of attraction is being paid to you guys as you push your way through. But you, since you're not being actively chased at the moment, since they lost track of you, you are now in the center mark. So you're in area 4. Actually, no, 5. You're in the plaza, so you quickly kind of make your way through the alleys and streets and bust out into the open plaza there in Center Mark, and you see a commotion off to one side. There's like a large group of people with soldiers coming in. There seems to be some sort of fight or something happening. You're not exactly sure, and you don't want to slow down enough to really kind of get a sense of what's happening. So you just continue on. Luckily, because of that distraction, none of the Gold Sun in the plaza take note of you as you run through. Thoradin and Gareth, you guys are now just hitting the Center Mark area. It's lots of shops and warehouses and workshops with homes above.
Holy shit.
Is there anything
Sorry.
Is there anything? Is it really raining?
It's coming. So my window, it's blowing right into. So it's like roaring in my window. All right. So shops and stuff.
Yeah, Thoradin and Gareth, is there anything specific you would like to do to try to throw off the pursuit a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna point behind me, like up in the air, but behind me, and yell, "Dragon!"
Nice.
And see if I can get commotion, chaos in the city streets.
So, like yelling fire in a theater.
Yeah.
Make a deception check. See how well you do with your believability.
All right, just. Where am I? Sorry, I had zoomed into the city view. Come on, what's wrong with the screen?
Didn't know that would happen. Sorry.
I love the flaming Torsi, by the way.
That's not Torsi, that's just a regular horse. Those are two different statements.
Alright, I'm sorry. Deception, you said, right? Yes.
Correct. It danced on that 19.
Oh, it did. Almost.
So the only person who seems to have heard you is this old woman sort of standing in a doorway, and she gives you a look like...
I'll be back.
Okay. She just gives you a look like... eh. And you press on. Didn't really seem to do anything. So you don't lose any ground, but you don't gain any ground either. And... now we go back up to...
Well, so there's a lot of people sort of in the shop area?
There are, in this part of the Center Mark that you're in, it's still sort of alleyways and streets. Okay. So there is foot traffic kind of coming and going, sort of increasing as you get deeper in to towards the plaza, which you'll be crossing into next round.
Okay.
I just got an alert on my phone. Was this a weather alert? Let's see.
I guess I keep running.
All right.
I just got a weather alert too. Severe thunderstorm warning. Heavy precipitation nearby.
Yep. Severe thunderstorm.
5:15. Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cell that's over
Warning.
us, and it's almost through us. But then there's a big band. The big band's behind it.
Yep.
It'll be here in another 20 minutes, probably.
Well, hopefully it there aren't any power surges. That would suck. Or power outages. Alexa, what's my notification? Severe thunderstorm warning. Till 5:15. So Lee, you're now hitting the dock area. You've reached the sort of long boardwalk that stretches along the lakefront, with lots of foot traffic and stalls and cargo being moved back and forth, either from the ships into warehouses or from the warehouses onto ships. So there's lots of activity and sort of commotion as you're dashing through. You being pretty small, you're not drawing nearly as much attention as what the giant wolf and the
I'm back.
and the Nolar. Welcome back. So, anything specific you would like to do this round? You can see up ahead. They are the Tonbog is Tonbog. Is that how it's pronounced? Tonbois. Tonbois is docked at one of the furthest docks on towards the end.
And that's the name of our ship, correct?
Yes. And you can see it from where you are now as you're running down the docks. Anything specific you would like to do? Any actions?
No, I'm just gonna double down and dash. See if I can get ahead at all.
So does that mean with the cunning action, does that mean that you get your normal movement and then 2 dash actions?
No, I get my normal plus basically my normal but double, so I can go 70.
Okay. So yeah, so you've been doing that this entire time pretty much. You've been doing a normal move plus a dash action. Only if you would take a more complicated action would it have canceled out the dash. You would still be able to do it because of your cunning action.
Okay.
So you can do an action that's a little bit more complex and still be able to dash.
All right. I don't want to try and shoot with my short bow.
Get it, Jasmine. Good girl. That's being really good.
You could try to knock over some things again. You could try to create a distraction by throwing coins on the ground for people to try to suddenly rush in to pick up and collect.
Okay, so I dig out the copper that we got when we were busking earlier. So as I'm dashing down the dock, I huck that behind me, hoping to draw a crowd.
You might need to sweeten the pot a bit because that was only 8 copper coins.
Okay. I think I have some silver as well. Let me see. Oh yeah, I do have, so I dig into my bag of silver pieces and I chuck out 5 silver as well to try and sweeten the pot.
Alright, make just a standard dexterity check. Just to see if you can, because it's not a whole lot of coins, but if you manage to place them in just the right spot, you might be able to get some activity. That was pretty good. You got a 19. So yeah, so you're able to toss the dozen or 2 coins right in the right area. You see like a group of what looks like kids.
Oh, good move.
And as the coins sort of clatter against the dock, against the boardwalk, the kids just start squealing and running in, and they're all like on their hands and knees trying to pick them up and everything. And that gives you a little bit more distance between you and the Gold Sun, so they fall back to 6.
All right.
Nice.
Finny and Lux, you cut right across the plaza, right through the second plaza, and if you make, go ahead and make perception checks with disadvantage. Finny and Lux.
Ooh, here comes the rain here.
We are perceptive AF today.
Finny, you did persuasion.
Oh, it said purr.
I know.
And Lux, you got to roll a second time because it was at disadvantage.
Well, that was not as good. I want to go back.
Game Master, this is entirely unfair.
All right, Melissa, one more perception check, please.
Another one.
Well, you're at
My
disadvantage.
Oh. Oh, well, that's not good. All right.
Oh.
All right.
You were saying? So Finny doesn't see you, but up ahead you can see, getting pretty close to the dock where the ship is, you can see this little tiny figure sort of dashing in and out of the crowd. Just make out Lee ahead of you. As you
Lee
guys,
ahoy.
She's too far ahead for her to be able to hear you.
Finny knows now, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You were telling Finny. All right, that makes sense. And Thoradin and Gareth and Anthea, you are just hitting the Cinemark Plaza. So you hit this big open area. As you're running, you hear people talking about this big dog that just went through with another dog chasing it or something. It's kind of confusing. There seems to be some sort of large crowd gathered with some sort of commotion, like a fist fight or something, off to your right. Are there any specific actions you would like to take?
Yes. I would like to reach. I have on me about 500 copper, and I'm just gonna reach and grab a handful. I'm thinking like 20 or 50, and then throw them out behind us as we run.
Are you going to make any sort of declaration that you're throwing these coins, or are you just hoping people will see you do it?
Oh.
The coin throwing is smart, by the way.
Still got some more.
Who's the local deity that everybody worships?
The main religion in Cyranor is the one god, Anu.
All right, so I just yell, "Praise be to Anu" as I run and throw it.
All right, make a persuasion check for me. Not great. So, it might be because you're a dwarf. It might be because you are short. Don't know for sure. But you don't attract a whole lot of attention. Like, not very many people. There's a lot of attention being focused on to the big dog that just came through and this fight that's happening off to the right. So it was really challenging to get anyone's attention. So your coins just sort of clattered to the ground without really many people taking note of it, unfortunately.
All right.
Gareth, you want to try anything? Are you gonna?
How much coin should I deduct? What do you think I grab?
How many do you want to throw?
Well, I was just going to grab one handful, whatever you think one handful of coin would be.
I'd say one handful of coins. You could probably grab a good 30 or 40 coins, I would think.
All right, I'll deduct that.
All right, so Gareth, you see Thoradin sort of fail twice on 2 separate attempts. Would you like to try anything?
I mean, I had thought about doing the coin thing, but I think that's been
Next
done.
time, I think I'll try stealth because obviously that might work.
You can try doing the coin thing too. There's no.
I mean, is there anything I can like knock over, or I'll just do the coin thing?
Oh, hey, look at those coins.
Someone's throwing out free money.
Look, a dwarf.
He's naked. What? All right, so you toss out some coins.
I'm just tossing some coins. You're like, oh crap! I dropped my wallet.
All right, you go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Gareth.
I know, I'm cheering for you, honey.
Persuasion is PER.
Hopefully. It's either that or... No, I think that's perception, actually.
No, it's persuasion. P is PER.
Okay.
No one wants my money.
Yeah, they are just fully involved with this fight happening over there. So, yeah, the coins are left behind. As we go back up to Lee, Lee, you scramble around sort of the edge of the dock. You know you haven't lost the soldiers behind you, but they are pretty far back, but they still have you in their sights. Any last-minute thing that you would like to do to try to knock them back another space?
Yeah, I'll try and like knock some more crates or barrels like behind me as I go.
All right, athletics check, please.
Please don't let this suck. That didn't go super good.
It was enough to get some. You managed to pull over a couple of barrels that were empty on the edge, and they go tumbling off and rolling in, and some of the a couple of fishermen that are on the dock are like, "Hey, how you doing?" And because that's what fishermen sound like in Cyranor, and they form sort of a little, because of the narrowness of the dock itself, we'll say that it slows them down a little bit, so they're back at 7 spaces behind you now. And Finney and Lux, or Lee, as you continue running, you can see the ship up ahead. You can see crew members just sort of lounging about on the dock and on the ship. Hammocks and they're just sort of hanging out. Looks like they're just waiting until the departure time the following morning. What are you going to say or do when you arrive within earshot?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. You are the first one to reach the ship.
Okay.
The captain's name is what was her name? Let me find my
Post haste. Did the badger do any good?
You don't know.
Oh, we didn't get there yet? Okay.
No, I mean, you're well past where the badger was digging, so you don't know what effect that had. Is there a range limit on these summoned creatures before they puff if you get too far away from it?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't have in my notes the name of the people on the ship. I thought her name started with an O.
It starts with a P, actually. Her name's Peria.
Okay. Peria. I guess, something to the effect of, like, get Peria. Like, we need to get gone now.
It does not say anything. It just says that the next morning they reappear in my
vanishes at
bag.
next dawn.
Yep. So otherwise, it's just going to act like a giant badger.
So he would be protecting us, though. He's been given instructions. He should be protecting the friends.
The city engineers are going to have a real tough time with this.
So Peria, she was up on the main deck, and she kind of slides down the stairs going up to it, down to the main deck, as you run breathlessly up towards the plank to get on board, and she's sort of looking at you quizzically with her hand sort of up in the air, like, what's the problem?
Like, dude, there's no time to explain right now, but we've got this baby, and there's a fundamentalist sect that is trying to get this baby for nefarious purposes, and we need to get out of here now. Everyone is coming behind me. They'll be here, like, in a second, and then we need to get gone.
Make a persuasion check.
We aren't detained. Persuasion?
Yes.
Finally. Not perception.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
You see her kind of look towards the dock, and she can see not only the city guard kind of running up, but behind them a little bit further back could see the giant wolf and the knoll running. And she suddenly starts barking out orders. She commands 3 of the soldiers to go out onto the dock itself and start knocking over like crates and barrels and things to try to form like a bit of a barricade, and tells the first officer to get unmoored, get all the ropes up. I don't know all the terms, but to basically get the ship. Ship was already pretty much ready to go. They were just waiting. So yeah, to get things moving. So all the crew members start jumping into action. 3 of them come off the gangplank and start moving stuff to sort of block passage. Perry is like, I don't know what we're going to do about these Gold Sun that are coming now. I don't want to be. I have to be able to come to Cyranor. This is part of our trade. So if you have any thoughts to that matter, I'm all ears.
Look, man,
but wait, we're going to skip to Finny and Lux first. And so Finny and Lux, you guys suddenly see the sort of bustle of activity on the ship as you're running through the crowd along the dock, and you can see crew members starting to kind of form a barricade. You also see that you're coming up close to the Gold Sun that were chasing Lee. You're almost to them, and you could do something against them this round if you choose, or you could just run right past them.
How close are they to the ship?
They will be getting there in like less than a minute.
I vote entangle, yeah.
Just shoulder block them. They don't see it, right? Run up behind them and knock them over.
Well, entangle them and then shoulder block them. How about that?
Gotcha.
I don't have a place to place it, so I'm just gonna stick it here. But it's a big wolf.
Well, it worked. So you throw the entangle out ahead of you and ahead of them, and it just wraps around their legs, and they go falling forward as they're suddenly just, they don't have use of their legs anymore, and so they just fall forward, and the dire wolf easily jumps over the entangle spell, and Finny, you make this giant leap with legs spread, and you just manage to land on the other side of it as you near the dock that leads down to where the ship is. Thornton and Gareth and Anthea, you now find yourselves entering the plaza, the ground plaza, which is sort of an open cobblestone area with market stalls and more foot traffic. And ahead of you, you can see the docks area. And behind you, you can see that another patrol of Gold Sun has joined the first. So now there's a considerable number of people chasing you guys, at least 10 or more between the Gold Sun and the Sylmond. Bells are ringing back behind you in the distance that you can hear.
We've
you know,
really made
people
a
are
ruckus.
like,
That was not our intention to make such a ruckus.
so what would you like to do this round? To try to...
Have we come up to the Badger yet? Or is the Badger going to still be ahead of us?
Oh, no, you passed the Badger like 3 rounds ago.
Oh, and the Badger didn't do anything to slow these people down?
He was just starting to dig when you guys ran past it. So by the time you got clear of it, you were already out of sight of it, so you have no idea like
so
what happened with that.
Okay.
But long story short, he slowed no one down? He didn't do his attack?
You don't know if he did or if he didn't.
Shouldn't we get to his turn at some point?
There's no one controlling the Badger. It's working as an independent agent now, so you have no idea what happened to it.
But it was told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't he be in the initiative like everyone else then, since we told
No,
him what to do?
I know what happened with the Badger. You guys don't, because no one was there to see it.
So there might have been 15 people following us, and now there's only 10 because of the Badger.
Right. The Badger may have, killed that granny that laughed at Thoradin when he yelled about the dragon. You have no idea what that Badger is up to right now.
All right, so as I'm running, I'm going to stop persuading people. I'm going to use strength to try to knock things down behind me as I run.
All right, athletics check.
Athletics check. That I can do better. I can find the right one. Oh my gosh.
Aww.
Gareth, you want to help him with that?
That's with a +4.
All right.
Oh,
I need to do an athletics check.
We'll just say you assist Thoradin, so Thoradin, you get to do it with advantage, so you can make a second athletics check roll. A little better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
All right, so you just sort of clothesline this stack of crates as you run past. You just stick out your right arm and just catch the lower crate. And that crate itself, you just sort of punch right through it, and it sends the rest of them toppling over into the street behind you. And so you just send splinter. It was like this total, like, if it was in a movie, it would be in slow motion, where your fist just went through the crate, sending wood, splinters, and shards shooting out everywhere. And all of these crates and barrels topple down behind you guys, and you gain a little bit more distance on your pursuers. So they are now 8 spaces behind you. One more, and they will have lost the scent.
All right.
And now we're back up to Lee. Lee, you have any answers on what we can do about the... Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, they got him in an entangle. They're good. Okay. Get the ship. Yep, get the ropes. Get the sails. So Peria starts...
I had some very valid reasons for why we need to, get the F out of here immediately.
Oh, yeah, they're doing it. She was just concerned about the Gold Sun that were almost to the ship, because that would mean that either they give up or they have to fight the city soldiers, which she didn't want to do. But since Finney caught him in the entangle spell back there on the dock, not an immediate concern. So what are you going to... Are you going to just watch to see what happens? Are you going to assist getting the ship ready to depart? What are you going to do?
So I am gonna, basically just have my short bow, locked and loaded and ready to go in case I see any guards, make it through that entanglement or come from elsewhere towards the ship while I wait for my fellow adventurers to climb aboard.
All right, so you're basically, you can go ahead and go to the ship scene.
Okay.
If you like, Jackie. And let me put your figure out here. Doink.
There we are.
So you're basically on the top deck there in front. Just watching to see when they come.
Watching vigilantly.
And you can see Finney and Lux, they sort of scramble around the corner and start dashing down the dock past a couple of fishermen going, "Hey, what are you doing?" And you run and jump across this sort of makeshift barricade that the soldiers are quickly just sort of putting down as you get to the ship. Are you just going to just board immediately? What are you going to do when you get there?
Yes. I think we should board immediately and get the baby under, out of sight.
All right, so Lux is heading below deck. Finney, what are you going to do?
I'll stay out above deck and be ready. Maybe help the crew since I'm good with the ship.
That'd be a good idea. All right, so yeah, things speed up considerably once Finney's there. She's moving at super speed, so she's just like a blur going up and down the masts and getting sails ready and pulling in ropes, and which leaves our friends Thordan and Gareth and Anthea, who are now, you've crossed the Aground Plaza and you're now hitting the dock area, and you can see far down to the sort of south of where you are. You can see the ship there in the distance on the furthest dock, and a bit of a commotion on the dock itself as people, talking about what's happening. Why are the bells ringing? Did you see that big dog run through here? As you continue to press on, what would you like to do to try to slow down your pursuers?
I'm going to continue to try to knock stuff over and give them more obstacles to get around.
Some more crates?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make another athletics check for me. Not great. Gareth, would you like to assist again?
I will assist again.
The chicken.
All right. Yeah, he's just not managed. Yeah, this round you're not able to get. There just aren't any stacks around you close enough that would really cause any sort of slowdown for the Gold Sun chasing you. So you just kind of focus on just pushing forward as fast as you can, and as they prepare to get the ship ready, you guys can see the sail sort of opening up on the ship as you're running down the docks. So you're assuming that word had gotten to the ship. Either Lee or Finney and Lux must have made it and told them to get ready, because the ship is looking like they're getting ready to set sail. So you kind of kick it into overdrive as far as the running goes, and you have one more opportunity to try to slow them down. What would you want to do?
I guess I'm just going to keep trying to knock stuff over. I don't know what else to do to try and keep moving, so.
All right around where you come across 2 guards, or 4 guards actually, stuck in what looks like one of Finney's entangle spells. You guys finally reach that area. The guards there are trying to get their legs freed from it as you kind of skirt around, and then you try to create some sort of barrier or barricade with a stall that's nearby. So go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage if Gareth is assisting again.
Hey.
Okay, this one you get, yeah. It's a guy, it's his cabbage cart, and you pull it over and cabbages just spill out onto the dock, and the guy running it just, "My cabbages!" And
thank you for that, honey. Oh
you're welcome.
Yes.
Did you say what? From Avatar?
That's right, it was from Avatar. Thank
Yep.
you. I appreciate that.
and it is enough of a impediment to slow them down enough to where you are not in any immediate risk of getting caught or seen. But they have a pretty good idea of where you guys went at this point. You feel pretty confident in knowing that, okay, clearly we're going to the dock, we're going to the ship. They probably know where we are. So as you're running up, the soldiers or the sailors that were out building the barricade, they kind of move a barrel aside so the three of you can jump over it and get on board the ship, and then they place it back and then just run on board. People are on other docks and on other ships kind of watching the whole commotion, seeing what's happening, and finally the ship is settled enough to where it's ready to set sail, so they actually start pulling away from the dock, and down at the end you can see Gold Sun arriving, you can see priests from the Foundation arriving.
Do we have what's her name with us still?
Anthea is with you, yes.
Okay.
And down, like further down the dock, as you guys are pulling away, you can see kind of further down away on the other side of where you guys were creating all the commotion. So this is further down. You can see on the boardwalk, you see a large group of citizens gathered around a speaker, standing on a platform or podium of some kind. And you can see that the speaker is bald and dressed in sort of red tinted robes, and the crowd seems to really be into what he's talking about. and you guys slowly pull out from the dock area and begin to pull away from Cyranor, and you're on your way. You managed to you made it. Good job.
Wow.
That was fun.
How cool is that? Oh,
That
are
was
you making it
intense.
back to rain? That's perfect. Or is that just...
Let's put some figures on the ship. There's Finny. There's Gareth. There's Lux. There's Thoradin.
Yeah.
Where's Sir
There's
Wolf?
the wolf. Wolf's on the
That's
main
why
deck.
I can't see.
Vision. Bang. There you go.
So, Alec, before we get back into it, I've been wanting to say this all game. I just want to tell you, like, major kudos. I realized this before leading up to getting to play, that we basically threw out of a fleeting thing that card that brought this whole baby into this.
Yep.
And you have built all of this storyline to make this work for this crazy baby curve that we threw you. And I just want to tell you, major kudos on your creativity and how you rolled that in. And I'm very impressed.
For real.
Thank you.
I was like, wasn't this all an inspiration card? Look what I brought upon us.
Yep.
You thought it'd be easy to get out of.
Luckily, it's slotted in fairly well with things that were already happening. So I didn't
sacrifice in this world.
I didn't have to diverge too much from where we were.
It's just, I mean, I know like games never go by the book for a GM, and there's flexibility, and that's a lot of what that role is. But like, you really like created a whole storyline and why the baby was wanted, and tattoos or markings, and women being used for baby making and all that kind of stuff. I realized that the other day. I was like, he really adapted this well. So anyway, I wanted to tell you kudos.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Here, here.
All right, so you guys are on board and on your way back to Whitecap. Since you didn't technically kill anyone, you don't know if they're going to send any pursuit vehicles after you. All of the those initial Silmon priests that you fought with, they were just all unconscious or heavily wounded. None of them were actually dead. So you don't know. You're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But Peria has set the ship to full sail, and you guys are heading towards Whitecap as fast as possible. It'll take about 4 days to get there. It's currently the 20... where's my calendar? There it is. I think it's like the 20th. We were supposed to leave on the 21st, but left slightly earlier. Yeah, it's the 20th. The ship itself is laden with a cargo hold full of sheep, which was what they were bringing back to Whitecap from Cyranor. It is really bad.
I mentioned to Finny that unless, since this is a normal route, she might want to ask Peria to keep an ear out on her next voyage out there to see if we're wanted or not, or welcome back, to Cyranor.
Peria might have to wait a little bit before the ship is able to return, just for the heat to die down, because they do know now which ship you guys escaped on. She's not thrilled with this turn of events, and at this point she's like, look, this was a huge favor that we did for you. We're still holding your guy in the cell down in the hold.
Oh man,
Seika,
that's right. Can we just throw him overboard?
and we're still feeding him. And so when we get back to Whitecap, you're going to have to figure out something else to do with him.
Can we just throw him overboard?
Either that, or I'm just gonna press gang him, and he's gonna become like a member of the crew. And then when he messes up, we kill him. But
I mean, we yield to her and let's throw her some gold.
how long has he been on board now? He's been on board for over 2 weeks now.
Why wouldn't they have gotten rid of him like immediately?
You just didn't really think about him. You guys kind of put him in the hold down there, and then a bunch of other stuff happened. And
what about that thing that we brought over? Weren't we supposed to have gotten that back?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about that as I was like running. I was like, well, shit.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about the fragment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you did. Your duty was to get it to Cyranor. That was your job.
Okay.
Anything after that was up to you guys, but the job that you were hired for was just to get it to Cyranor.
I'm sure whatever's going to happen with that is going to be totally above board and fine, and there will be no repercussions whatsoever.
Nah, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So Gareth is a little wounded.
What we're going to do with his baby.
Gareth is a little singed. Oh, you can feed the baby sheep milk.
There we go.
I don't think any of the crew members are currently... Let's see, there are 3 female members of the crew. They're all in their 20s.
The wolf is lactating. It's a she-wolf.
That's great.
And we'll be feeding this baby for the next few hours. We
Now-
begin to milk the wolf.
Now, when the wolf's enchantment ends and it disappears, would the milk also disappear?
Nope.
It just splashes onto the floor.
Oh,
You mean the milk inside the baby?
And the milk inside the baby, yeah.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
Yeah. Once it leaves the wolf,
It
is
becomes
here.
corporeal.
So,
We begin to milk the wolf to have enough to get the baby back. The other side.
I don't know, what would be better for a human baby? Would it be wolf milk or sheep milk?
Sheep milk.
Both.
Mix it together. It would be like a little
Yeah.
suicide drink for the baby.
So we start milking all the lactating creatures on board.
Yeah.
I
What could that
nominate
hurt?
Heidi.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to. I'm good at milking small things.
Sorry, Alex.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Oh my god. I've milked rabbits and goats before. No. Boy.
I admit it. My penis is shaped like a nipple. I admit it. It's basically a nipple. It's my third nipple. All right. So, anything specific you guys would like to do for the next 4 days on board the ship as you head back towards Whitecap?
I think we need to discuss, what we're gonna do with Eleanor and this baby once we get there. They are gonna need
Anthony or Anthea.
Anthea. Sorry.
Is Anthea by any chance lactating?
No, she is not. She is only 14, I think, 16, which doesn't mean she can't be lactating, but yeah, she's pretty young.
How does she feel right now being, was it her plan to run away with us, or is she kind of...
Well, she was a student of divinity at the Foundation. She didn't have any family except for her brother, who had disappeared after telling her about this sect of priests at the church. Right now, she's a little shell-shocked. On board the ship, she's just kind of standing off to the side by herself, really doe-eyed, just kind of watching, looking around, and trying to figure out what's going on, because she's just suddenly her life went from 0 to 100 in just a really short period of time.
But she's a scholar, that's what she's doing.
She was studying to become a priest.
I can at least keep her occupied by sharing some of my scholarly research with her and seeing if she has any input maybe on it.
Scholarly research into what area?
There's all the paperwork and stuff that I found underneath. Maybe she has come across something in relation.
Okay. I gotta go off mic for 1 quick second. I will be right back. Just literally just a couple of seconds. Hold on. So this is later that night, on the first night after you leave Cyranor, that you kind of present this stuff to her, and she is clearly a little overwhelmed by the information, and she just says, I am going to need a little bit of time to sort of process all this. Is it okay if I look through these tonight before I go to sleep?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
If she has other scholarly interests, that is my thing, so I'd be happy to, discuss, to take her mind off things if she needs. I am a researcher, and my character in general is, all about that.
Well, the focus of her studies were the transcendentals, the pantheon of gods, specifically Anu, since she was a worshiper of Anu.
Happy to learn too.
And she's also a craftsperson, because that's pretty common for followers of Anu being skilled in some sort of crafts.
Sage is my background, so sage and tinkerer, so just to try and make her feel a little better, if there's...
So let's see what she is good at.
I want to reassure that she is safe and we will not abandon her. She doesn't know us.
I beckon her over to me at one point, and I'm like, now that you're out in the real world, I'm going to teach you 7 ways how to kill a man.
I feel like that's not the best time for her.
We're going to start with number 6 and work our way backwards.
Just lay that out there.
This is called the Nipple Ripper.
For you to have these life skills. I came by them the hard way.
Yeah. You said hard. I've had enough wine now.
I don't even know what those words mean together. Had
I've
enough
been cutting
wine.
it with Pellegrino, so it stretched it out a little bit.
Guild Artisan, that's the thing I was looking for. So I need to roll a 20-sided. Let's see what Anthea is good at. She 14, so she does pottery and tile making. So she's into pottery.
Isn't that nice? Not a lot of pottery making on a ship.
Not a whole lot. I need to note that down. Let's see. Anthea, there you are. Does pottery as a craft trade. Craft trade. Alright, so between sort of more theological discussion with Lux and learning how to kill a guy with Lee and maybe picking up some sailing things from Finny, Thoradin can teach her how to...
Dougie.
How to Dougie, how to do the Dougie.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I'm
Or the Superman or the stanky leg.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
That's Thoradin's special skill that he didn't know he had. He's just a natural dancer.
So about 10 years ago, I had a mean Dougie. I don't think I can do it now.
I wouldn't know what a Dougie was if it ran up and bit me.
Everyone can do a long rest. Do a long rest in Foundry off your character sheets.
Where am I?
Up on the prow.
Where am I? There I am.
It's gonna be a new day.
It's a new dawn. It's a
How do we
new
do that
day.
again?
On your character, there's a little bed.
Yeah, by the...
On your character, top left.
Yep.
On your character sheet.
And then choose the second of the 2 hour
bed.
Bed.
Long rest.
That means your badger goes poof, and your Wolfie.
Yeah, that means goodbye to Sir Wolf's a lot. We milked her well though.
Alright, it's the morning of the 21st. Let's just advance all the way to the 23rd.
Time flies when you're on a ship.
It does. 22nd. More clouds. 23rd. Looks like a clear day. Clear sky, 67 degrees. And that evening, I don't want to advance to midnight. Let's see, how do I advance? Nope, not 5 minutes, not 1 minute, not 15 minutes. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say around 6 p.m. on the 23rd, you could begin to see Whitecap on the horizon.
Yay.
As you sail into dock and finally reach Whitecap.
There it is.
And I need to put your figures on the board.
Herb is the word.
Finny, Gareth, Lee, Lux, Thoradin.
And the girl and the baby. Unless she wants to become a sailor.
Right, which is totally fine. It's a good life. It's a hard life, but it's a good life.
I didn't read the names of the places the last time, so I'm very much enjoying some of these establishment names.
Yeah, the first game actually had the group name a lot of these places. So like Bear Daddies and MC's Hammer
shop.
Time and Herb is the Word. Yep. This Just In. Those are all creations.
Also, Demon Leg Tavern.
I think we're missing a couple. I thought there was like a fancy dress shop too besides Bear Daddy's.
Wasn't that hold on, let me open up my white
Herb
Hat
is the Word
document.
is where we get the ingredients for potions and stuff.
Yeah, Diva Shop is missing. I must have not
Diva
transferred it.
I feel like Jackie should be able to name a few.
Yep.
The next unnamed store you get to you need to go to, Jackie will be
perfect.
Jackie will be the namer.
What is that scary creature in the water?
That is it's a remnant when Whitecap was destroyed back like 200 years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It is a limb from one of the creatures, this sort of giant demonic with like one single, it's almost insect-like, this limb sticking out of the water with this long nail, this single nail rising, this curved nail coming off of the tip of it. And they just sort of left it there as sort of a reminder of when the city was what fell to ruin, and the efforts that it's made to crawl back out of that successfully so far over the last 200 years. So yeah, that's what that is.
All right, so we have a baby. We need to find something to do with said baby.
We need to go get paid for the job that we were hired to do.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad that
And I need to do some shopping.
Yeah, I want to do some shopping too. I want to get some fancy new weapons.
I need more oil.
For your beard?
No, flasks of oil. We've used that.
Oh yeah.
For burning horses.
For burning horses.
We burnt those.
I need more. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some more ball bearings since I threw all mine out.
All right, so the ship docks and all the they go through the standard protocols with getting it all tied up and starting to unload cargo, which amounts to a bunch of sheep being led down the planks and into the city. You have Anthea with you and you have a baby with you. Which of the problems do you want to take care of first?
Do we know what Anthea wants to do?
Well, she's never been out of Cyranor before, so she doesn't know anyone here but you guys. So she would like to stay with you. Is there a church in Whitecap?
Yeah, what about the sanctuary?
What about this just in, since I am practically family? Maybe they'd be interested in a helper, and it's a place I trust. They're not going to let her be exploited.
I mean, I feel like she should have a choice maybe between that and the sanctuary.
Yeah, is there a house of worship that believes what she does?
The here in Terragir, they don't have quite the same focus on the one god that they do in Cyranor. Here, their main sort of the state-sanctioned religion is actually the god of war, Arcanes. So there are shrines to other gods, of course, the major gods. There is a foundation. There is a sanctuary here. Sanctuary is for the goddess of good, Sanhedrin. The foundations are all for the one god, Anu. But yeah, the main church in Whitecap is for Arcanes, the god of war.
Well, I'm for letting her, stay with us or on us, in a room, and then she can decide whether she wants to find a local job or if she wants to go to one of these houses of worship and continue studies there.
I mean, we need to figure. I think we need.
Or
to
does
find
she think it's safe to return, and maybe we find a way to get her back, pay for her voyage back, because she thinks she'll be safe.
It's difficult. It's difficult to say because of what happened when we left. She doesn't feel 100% confident that the Foundation is safe for her anymore, since it's now known by this sect of corrupted Silmon that she kind of opposed them and helped to get the baby out of there. But she doesn't need to make any decisions today. She wants to she's excited to see a new place that she had never seen before, and so for now, if it's okay with you guys, she would just like to stay with you.
I think that's
I'm fine with that, and I'd like her to look over that paperwork and study it and give us what she can about the sect. Maybe we learn more about the baby.
Now that she's been on the ship with them for a couple days, actually. Or any thoughts on where we could find more on what to do with said baby now that she's had time to study the scripts?
She, at this point, early on, she doesn't know much more than what you already know, that this baby is something that they call a bearer, that is designated by this unique birthmark that it has. It's a very important distinction for the Blood Scourge for some reason. There's something special about this child that they are seeking out, that is something that they can't get through just any individual. Something specific that this baby is either good at or needs to be used for, or but she needs to continue kind of working on things to try to figure that out.
Is this just in potentially somewhere we could safely park the baby, since it is practically family to Finny?
Yeah.
Maybe they could help us find a wet nurse or something, because we're running out of sheep and wolf milk.
Should we consider as a group having a lair, buying our own place?
I mean, I'm down for that too, but that still doesn't help us take care of the baby.
Right, yeah.
To have someone take care of the baby full time, you'd be looking, it's not too expensive at this point since the baby's so young, you'd be looking at around 6 silver pieces per week until the baby hit 2 years of age.
How about when they're 13?
When they're 13, it would cost...
that sounds like it's time to join the ship and start sailing.
Let's see, 10... Let's see, 10 times... No, I'm going to do the math.
Fuck, guys. I have to restart my computer.
Okay, we'll be here.
Back.
Okay.